Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Mindful Podcast. And today we have got on Ste and Chloe. Ste and Chloe are actually from Royle Minerals. And if anyone doesn't know, Royle Minerals do gummies. Gummies are also sea moss gummies. And I'm not going to lie, they don't sound that great, but they actually are really good. Steve's actually done a really good job on them. But enough for like their little promotion that they never knew they were going to get. They come on today and they talk about their relationship, how they make things work. Ste as an entrepreneur, Chloe as a social media and sales, and how their lives are so busy, but also how they come together. We talk a lot about mindfulness, how to make self-improvement, self-development. It's a lot in a good way. I really enjoyed this one. It's nice. They had a laugh. We had a laugh. You're usually gonna have a laugh while listening as well. So please sit back, enjoy, and listen to this because it's a really good episode.
I'm alive. You didn't want to say none.
And action.
No, if
Big fire.
this makes me better, I'll be so happy,
Yeah.
I've been sick all week.
That will.
That will.
It's good antioxidants. It's like extra in your body, and yeah, you're gonna get micronutrients and anti-inflammatory stuff and
Wow.
antibacterial. Yeah, on your throat.
Mm.
That's specifically respiratory issues.
I'm shocked
Which,
if I'm ever sick when since I've met
yeah.
you.
Is this going to give me better cardio?
it,
Neither.
it might open you up a bit. Yeah, if you're a bit congested there, you got some mucus. Are you slacking on your cardio?
Yeah, I'm terrible at cardio.
Yeah.
I move big weights.
It won't
not-
run for you,
not-
but yeah.
yeah.
That's what you're thinking.
No, come on then, let's crack on.
Go on. Yeah, still got to run.
I do want to get into running, but
Yeah.
I need to get my life together first.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Same.
Yeah.
Out of place with the running,
Yeah.
but just cardio in general, or
Yeah.
boxing,
But what did
wrestling.
what
that-
did you do
that's
this morning? You
what I like
done
to do.
5 miles in what, 20, 30? Oh, was it 40 minutes?
Yeah,
Children for 5 miles.
running's like a love-hate, isn't it? It's like you either love it or you don't. It's like I love it, but I also I'm in that divide. I need to just start running. I think that's maybe get some nice shoes. That's the answer. Yeah.
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 I am seeing more like running stuff coming up on TikTok.
It's
Now
become
I'm like,
popular,
this is
hasn't
a
it?
sign, this,
Yeah.
need to start running. It's like, what is it? Running's like fashion. So you buy one thing, then you buy like the vest, then you buy the glasses, then you
Yeah.
like, decide what top you want to
Yeah,
wear,
yeah.
then you buy these big fancy shoes.
You think it's a consumer thing
Yeah.
rather than like a fitness? It's just. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You haven't actually ran yet, but you've got all the gear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking what are the sports you can start and buy all the stuff in? Yeah. My golden rule is before I start something, I don't buy anything, because then if I buy it all before I start, I don't pursue. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have to take that
Yeah,
one day.
seriously, so many times I bought all the gear and I did it once, and then I'm like, fuck, I'm sat here with all this gear. I did it with paintball.
Paintball?
Bought loads of
Oh my
paintball gear.
god! No,
I'm
when
still
we
trying to
moved out
sell
of
it.
his house, I found this massive fat ass paintball gun. I was like, "What the Jeff is that?"
Yeah.
With these huge container
Yeah.
things, I was like, "Get that out!
Yeah.
That's going in the tip. That's not coming to our flat."
Yeah, no, we got rid of it, didn't we?
Well, it's in the attic.
It's a protection thing now.
I was going to say, if you ever have an eye, when you go, Chloe, I'll get the gun.
Yeah,
That's
It'd be the other way around.
And
you
I
know,
found
I'll
a
get
bloody
the gun.
samurai sword.
Yeah.
Found a bloody samurai sword.
Yeah, you know how it is.
It's fine, we can cut this out, or we can keep it in, who cares? Yeah.
It's like this, like a
Don't
Jedi
mention
one.
the drugs.
Now we will start.
Yeah.
Action.
Action. Right, Ste, Chloe, I want to thank you for both coming on today. I've actually been really looking forward to this one, even though both of you just said, I've got no idea what I'm coming on to talk about. But for anyone that doesn't know you, who are you? What do you do? A little insight. We'll get the introduction out the way like that.
Well, thanks for having us on.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to it as well. Me and Chloe have been talking about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to introduce yourself first. And
Yeah, so my name is Chloe. I am originally not from here. I'm from like a little village called Lippock, which is like in between Surrey and Hampshire. And I moved up here about kind of 3 years ago.
about 2 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago. And I am a social media coach and then a high ticket closer as well. So yeah, I do a bit of everything really.
I can't wait to work
Yeah.
together with
Smash
this
it as well.
podcast.
Yeah.
What about yourself, Steve?
Yes, so my name's Stephen. I was actually born in Liverpool. I used to live in West Derby with my family. I don't know if you know a program called what's it called? It's like an old Liverpool program. It was based in West Derby. Have you heard of it before? Brookside. Used to live right by Brookside.
Yeah.
And then my family moved over to the Wirral. My dad's into like hospitality, fish and chip shops, that type of stuff. And then moved over to the Wirral. Was raised there. Started the CMOS company, and then I guess me and Chloe kind of cross paths, and we're kind of developing the company together. And then also on the side of that, I do websites and surveying.
So you're actually really active.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Do you just get any time to
No.
Not that much.
No.
That's why we
This is
work together.
so nice to have a Sunday together.
Yeah.
Like normally we're just working.
We are stacked. Like sometimes
We never see each other.
Chloe's very much she'll will drive us forward a lot. So
Yeah, I'm up at 5 a.m. every day.
Yeah.
5:30, walk the dog, gym.
What time do you go to sleep?
a lot of the energy comes from her.
9,
serious.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
we
like,
go to bed early now.
go to bed
we weren't like this
early.
when we first met.
well, I was always up early, Ste.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah, maybe I was the bad influence then. I was,
yeah.
"Come
Like
on,
I
let's stay
actually
up."
hate laziness. It's like
Yeah.
one of my biggest. Like laziness is just so unattractive to me. And I'm just like, get up. Like for me, I just have such ambition in life. And to do that, I need to get up early. I need to go and like carpe diem. As you
Yeah.
say, and literally just like get up and go and do things. Like if I'm not up at 5, if the alarm's not up and it's 5 a.m. and I just feel like I've failed the day.
Really?
I feel
Yeah.
really anxious and just like, I don't know, I've just
Yeah,
got
and
to.
she does. She gets up every morning, 5:30, walks the dog.
Yeah, no
Obviously.
matter what, no matter
Yeah,
rain, shine, I'm out. I'm out there. I'm listening to like manifestations. I'm like constantly listening to like positive affirmations. At the moment, I'm on like a money manifestation thing. At the moment, 'cause I'm trying to like build abundance. So it just depends where I am in my life. But yeah, yeah. I mean, today I woke up at 6:30, and that put me in like a bit of a. I was in a bit of like a state where
It's
I
a
was
Sunday,
like,
isn't it? We're allowed to get up a little bit.
I
later
know,
on a
but even
Sunday.
that, it threw me off
I'm
of
like,
it.
let's just chill, you know.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Steve's
We can
like,
lie in. It's
we
okay.
we don't need to set an alarm.
I'm
The
like
thought
the
of not
balance.
having an alarm.
I'm like, wake up a little bit later. Wake up early as well. I like to have my rest.
yeah, you're so
But
chill.
You can't argue with getting up earlier because obviously we run so many different things. If we have like 3 hours in the morning to do something else, then it's like that's like a golden hour. Because I'll do my surveying stuff, so that's like 9 to 4, basically 9 to 3. And if I don't do that if I don't do work in the morning, there's not much time for the CMOS.
Yeah.
So then you've got gym, and then you've got maybe some socializing, some other stuff there as well.
Yeah.
So what is like a typical day for yourselves then? So you just wake up at like I'm intrigued at this now.
Yeah.
So you just wake up 5:30, 5:00,
Yeah.
Yeah.
7:00.
Yeah. 9, 10.
No,
depends
no,
outfit,
never 9:10. If it's 9:10, I'm there.
Yeah, well,
he's
that's
getting
like,
whipped.
No, that's an maybe we've had a drink. You know, we've done something a bit fun. But
We
even
don't
still,
drink.
Yeah, we don't drink. To be fair, but that's like even still, we naturally just get up anyway.
Yeah.
we do want to just get up and enjoy our day.
I'd say like my normal day is like I get up at 5, walk the dog, either go to like a Shredfast class or I go to the gym. At the moment, because we've got a puppy, I haven't been able to get to Shredfast because it's like an hour and a half. Kind of like you got, but it's just like you've got to get over to Liverpool. It's a big thing.
Yeah.
And you're sweating and you're like, but we've just got this puppy, so I don't want to leave her alone for too long. So we get up and then
a bit as well, hasn't it?
yeah, and I get up and then I sit down at my desk at like 7, 8. I start working. I work for at the moment I work for a few like I do like remote closing at the moment. But one is based out in Dubai, so the time is I have being up early is quite important. I take a lot of calls in the morning.
Have you ever read 5 a.m. Club, the book?
Never?
It's a good book.
It's basically about getting up at 5 a.m. and
Yeah.
like how it's like sets you up like for the day. So like it's like if you win your morning, you win your day kind of thing. So yeah, it's a good book. Like
Yeah, I feel like I need
definitely.
that. I mean, I do.
you already do it, so
yeah.
like,
Practice it, yeah. You'd only just be refining what you already know,
Yeah.
which is good anyway to do like
Yeah.
that repetition type of thing. But generally for myself, quite similar. Wake up in the morning, do some type of training. Generally, it'll be Shredfast or I'll do Ju-Jitsu in the morning. So that's like generally class starts 6:30, so get up at 5:30, stretch, brush my teeth, normal activities. And then it's to the gym, or if I'm not going to the gym, it's to my desk. And then I'm catching up with some website work. And then after that, it's to surveying. So that generally takes me to Wales or Hampshire or somewhere like that, somewhere a bit far. We'll have to drive.
Hampshire,
well,
like
not
where I
Hampshire,
live.
sorry, I'm thinking,
6 hours away.
it sounds so similar. Whitchurch, things like that.
Oh, yeah.
About an hour and a half away, and then come back. It'll probably be the gym again, or it'll be just on my desk. So we actually have.
We try and make time to have like dinner together, but it never works out.
Yeah.
We're
We're actually really good at having dinner together.
recently, yeah,
think
we've
we
been
are,
trying
yeah.
to like sit down at the dining table and have dinner together and like actually talk to each
Yeah,
other
yeah.
and like have a discussion.
To be fair, you say that, but we speak all the time. Like,
Yeah, we do
we're
call
always on
each
the
other all
phone,
the time and tell
always.
each other about our days. But like, it's
Yeah.
nice to just sit down sometimes and have
yeah.
a conversation. But life is mad at the moment. I'm not gonna lie.
For all the work you do, you still got to work on yourselves.
Yeah,
your
yeah.
relationship.
Yeah, yeah,
That
exactly.
that
And
takes
like,
time, doesn't it? You've
yeah.
gotta spend time with each other.
definitely.
Yeah. I feel like this podcast is just going to be about you two.
I know.
About like the relationship. Go.
Yeah.
Go. Yeah. So
Um,
I know like this probably won't be on topic or whatever, but for couples out there that are trying to do what you're doing, would you be able to give them any advice on how to keep a relationship strong? Because obviously, looking just from the outside in, I don't know what your day-to-day is like, but you look like you're still really happy and you're getting along, but you both understand where you're both coming from, and you know that you've got goals and dreams, and you have to sacrifice us time in order for me time.
Yeah.
So, would you have any advice to be able to give out to people?
Do you know what mine would be? Mine would be, we never like if there's spare time in the day, we always call each other. Like, because obviously we don't see each other in the day. I'm working from home, but we're always on the phone, and that is so nice. And sometimes we don't even speak. He'll be driving. You'll be driving to like Wales or something, and I'll be doing admin. I'll be like filling in all these, and I just hear him driving, and he's just humming away, and I don't know, just that for me keeps us.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, hi, I'm here.
I guess it
I
creates.
don't know. That makes it. That's
It's
what
an
I
open
think.
line, isn't it? For
Yeah, and
if we ever need to say anything.
Yeah, if we've ever got spare time, we just can't. And also one thing, so I definitely have like I definitely have anxiety. Like that's one of the biggest things in my life. Like I've suffered with it for a long, long time. Ste is such a calm person, like the most calmest human being. Like nothing phases him. You know, if something really bad happens to me, I have like a panic attack and I'll go like absolute chaos and the whole world has ended. But with Ste, he's just like, it's fine. Everything's cool. He's got this like way of like making me feel calm. And it
we
just
have fun with it as well.
and like we're definitely two different people. Like I am just an absolute chaotic mess sometimes, and just like on cloud nine. Like I can't really drink caffeine because I'm just off on one all the time. Whereas you're just such a like calming person to be around, and I think that's why it works.
Yeah, I think as well. You have to remember a lot of couples don't spend that much time together in the day. I think it's because we don't have too much time for each other in the afternoon as well. So we have to have that open line when we can speak to kind of see how we're doing, check in on each other. But we've had quite a few funny moments as time's gone on where shit's hit the fan. Chloe's a bit up in the air, and I've had to kind of take control of it and look after you. But I think that's part of relationships, isn't it? You look after each other.
Yeah.
Because there's times where maybe I'm not working to the best of my ability, and Chloe will come in.
I'm the push. I'm like,
just
get up, let's
keep
go,
me in check.
and you're just like,
Um,
chill. Like,
So it's like you may be the driver. I'll always bring us back to that center point and just balance us out a bit.
for sure.
But yeah, I think for any advice for other couples, I think you got to just love each other really and support each other no matter what the situation is. So we've had cases where when one of us has to make a big decision, we'll always come and talk to each other. And like there might be like almost like a knife edge situation, and you think this could be make or break, and you gotta support the other person. If the other person believes in that avenue, then you gotta back them, haven't you?
Yeah.
I think you two are really great, you know,
Yeah.
really too.
We are quite strong, to be fair. We're
Yeah.
actually a really strong couple.
Do you know what? One thing, we never argue.
Yeah.
Like I actually swear on my life, we never ever argue. And if we just don't, we never argue.
Do you just never argue because even though you could have like a really bad moment and Steve's so laid back,
Yeah.
you could just have a go on him. He's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
a
even if
little
I
bit,
do, even if I
yeah.
am having a go at him, it's so it's
you know what,
it's like
we
you just kind of make me
yeah.
see reason. You're like, Chloe, it's
Yeah.
fine.
We try and argue
chill.
sometimes. It's quite funny. We try and argue, but we can't argue. It's really weird. We laugh at each other because we just don't see each other like that.
No.
I think because we're quite playful. Anytime like an argument arises, we'll have serious conversations.
Yeah.
But when it gets like a back and forth, we almost just come together and just say, "Well, this is pointless." You know.
Yeah. We
what have
definitely
got to
don't
say?
argue.
I'm thinking this. And we generally just kind of bring it together, and then we just get on with our day. We're lucky. We're really lucky.
I respect that a
Yeah.
lot. Like a lot. I need to take a page out of your book.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, but yeah,
It's tough, yeah.
it is hard
Yeah.
work. It's
I think
not
it helps
all
when you're
sunshine and
busy as
rainbows.
well. If you're
Yeah.
bored, then of course you're going to argue because you've got nothing to.
There
You've got
is,
nothing
yeah.
to drive. I don't have time to argue with him. I don't even have
Yeah.
time to think, let alone have time to argue with him.
Yeah.
Like there's just not enough
Yeah.
time in the day.
I think
That's
as
just a
well-
waste of my time.
We have a shared vision. We both want to get to a similar place.
Yeah.
And we both know we kind of got to sacrifice a bit of stuff now to then live a little bit better later.
Yeah.
And that plan, we don't want it to be for the whole of our lives. We want it to be the next 5-10 years. So if we can pull that off, then we've done pretty well. And also, I enjoy what I do. I'm pretty sure Chloe enjoys what she does.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't really see it any other way. That's kind of,
I like that.
yeah.
How do you cope with like the mindfulness part of it? So that sounds like, it might not be the correct word, but it sounds like a very mindfulness approach that you have and all that, very laid back. For a lot of lads, and especially the younger generation that we're going through, there's probably more short-tempered lads in the world and all that, obviously depending on how society goes. But how do you yourself just keep it cool, keep it calm?
It's a battle sometimes, in honesty. Like you've got to kind of ride the wave. Sometimes you'll feel like anger, maybe some resentment, something come up, and you kind of have to deal with it in that moment. If you don't deal with it there and then, you'll carry it with you, and it'll change your behavior and how you react and respond to other people. So I've had times where I've not dealt with something there and then, and it stayed with me for years, and it's affected like a relationship with a friend. And then once I've realised, I've let go. So I've got a bit of a background in like neurolinguistic programming. So that's like finding the best avenue for yourself to develop, using like just mental techniques. So because I learned that,
Got a degree in it. haven't you?
well, just did a course in it.
Yeah.
But because I've done that, it just helped me understand my mind a little bit better. So it just helped me move forward. So
And I
ca-
think
can
also
tell when something comes up.
Jiu-Jitsu.
Jiu-Jitsu as well.
I was
being
going to
active.
say, like, is exercise a big factor in that?
Exercise is massive.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
actually a brown belt
But
in
but
Jiu-Jitsu.
also,
So yeah, this
yeah.
is like he never speaks about this,
Yeah.
and I think you should talk about it because
Yeah.
you are really, really, very, very good
Yeah.
at Jiu-Jitsu.
I'll
And
t- yeah.
you train with like the top people,
Yeah.
and
I
that
mean,
keeps
yeah.
you like anyone picks a fight with you, they've lost anyway.
I mean,
So do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's no need. There's
You
no
are
need
right.
for Steve
Yeah,
to
you
get
are
into a
right.
fight because they've lost.
a lot of my
gonna
grounding
lose to him.
comes from my jiu-jitsu. So I learned jiu-jitsu before I went traveling, did like 9 months away, and I thought if I get into a fight, I'm screwed. So I thought learn a bit of jiu-jitsu, and then that's helped carry myself. But then I think also a lot of it comes from like doing stuff that I need to do. Like I've noticed myself when I start to feel like shit, it's generally because I've been avoiding stuff, and when I avoid stuff, I don't feel good about myself.
I'm like that.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can get like that.
Yeah.
If I don't go to like anything that's actually physical, if I don't go for a walk, if I don't go to the gym, don't go and play football, anything that keeps me like moving like that, I can feel like really down.
Yeah.
And then the negative effects roll
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
I can relate
So
to that
I
a lot.
have it in kind of both ways as well. So I have it physically, but then if I have a task mentally that I've been avoiding, like it'll just be on my computer to write an invoice, or it'll be to finish someone's landing page or something like that. If I've just been avoiding that, I don't realize it sometimes, but then I'm like start slouching a little bit more, start being a little bit more lazy, maybe a little bit more emotional. But then as soon as I've resolved that, it's almost like it's just like it's
Do you
stress
reckon-
off me back.
Do you reckon
yeah.
that's like an anxiety then? To an extent,
Potentially.
because obviously it's sitting in your head that I haven't done this, but because you haven't dealt with it,
Yeah,
it's having a negative effect on you,
yeah.
and then it comes out physically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I think if you're not dealing with it there and then, you it's going to build up in it. You're going
Yeah.
to have loads of these different things, and you're not going to see yourself as someone who gets stuff done. I think that's how. I think the most important thing is how you see yourself, isn't it? So if you're not doing stuff, you're seeing yourself as someone who's not doing very well. Well, at least that's how I see myself.
Yeah.
So then by me doing things, it like levels me up. You ever read a book called The Winner Effect? It's a very similar concept to that, and it's essentially you're riding the wave, and you're just doing things that make you feel like you're winning. So it's a little bit like biohacking as well and hacking your brain. So if you say to yourself, like, I'm going to drink this whole cup of tea, you drink it all, you almost get like a little dopamine rush.
Okay.
And then you carry that on to the next thing. I'm going to, I don't know.
Clean the house.
I'm going to clean the house.
Yeah, and then you do it and you
It's
feel
just
good.
little wins.
Do you get what
That's
I'm
true,
saying? It's
actually.
It's building up over time.
I remember
think that's what it
it
is.
was my dad that gave me the book, Make Your Own Bed, by the
yeah.
ex-Navy SEAL. And I always do that. I always, if I don't make the bed as the first objective in the morning,
Yeah,
like,
do the
if
same
I don't wake
thing.
up at half 5, I feel like I failed the day.
Yeah.
Mine's like, if I make my bed, that's one little thing, and go, oh, I'm going to clean the office. So I'll go in and just give the office a clean. Yeah. So I like that.
It's like little wins, isn't it?
Yeah.
Makes
I
you feel
think
good.
as well, you built up on those little wins, aren't you? Because if your little wins aren't like, obviously, if they're not that big, making your bed, like it's a good way to start the day. But I mean, if your little win is like having a healthy breakfast, that's a really good way. But if your little wins to just eat breakfast, okay, that's really good. But it's not as good as having a healthy breakfast. Because within just eating breakfast, there's a variety of things you can have.
Yeah.
It's like your habits, innit?
Yeah.
Habits you pick up. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what you're saying reminds me of a book I've read as well, Atomic Habits.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I've read that one. That one's a good one.
There it is. Maybe it's oozing into the room.
Oh, no, tiny habits.
Tiny habits. Oh, this is on this side. No, you're just trying to start a conversation, aren't you? It's a book, yeah.
But yeah, it's a battle every day, isn't it? You're constantly fighting with your mind to like progress, because we're all doing things we don't really want to do, although it may look like it. Like no one wants to drive to Wales or maybe be in someone else's house doing a survey, or I mean, you probably do want to be doing calls, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, I think especially like for women, for a woman, like to be driven constantly is so hard because you go through like hormones and just like being a friggin' female. It's just so hard sometimes. Men have quite a steady hormone balance, like them, you know, you don't dip like that unless you've got kind of like depression or anything like that. But the majority of men, like their hormones are just like that. Whereas mine in particular, I go like this, like depending on where I am in the month. And it's, for me, I just have to like exercise through it. I have, like we literally had like a debate. We don't argue. We just had like a discussion because I'd had like a full day of calls the other day. I was back to back in calls. I was just so stressed, and I said to Steve, I was like, I need to go to the gym. Like I was like, oh my God, I need to get to the gym. I was like freaking out. And I think that's just my like OCD, like anxiety thing. I was like, oh my God, get me to the gym. And Steve was like, let's just go for a walk. Like, let's just get out in nature. And that threw me off because I was like, oh, I need to go to the gym. Like, I need to go lift weights.
Sometimes it's not.
But you took me out for a walk, didn't you? And I was like, okay, this is actually fine.
That's when a habit becomes bad for you.
This is what you said to me.
I mean?
Yeah, and I think I can get into quite an obsessive habit of like trying to... I've had like, in the past, I've had like problems with food and like stuff like that. So for me, I know that was it's become a bit of like a thing for me recently, hasn't it? Because I've just been back to back on calls and I've been so stressed and busy and like trying to get everything done. And I've noticed that I've been falling back into a habit of like exercising, even though I'm not eating properly. So yeah, you called me out on that the other day and I had a bit of a tiff. I was like, what? But no, it was good. It's good. I think you need to be called. I need to be called out on stuff like that.
That's the best bit about being in a relationship in that sense.
Yeah.
You see you good and the bad.
Yeah, and instead of going to the gym that
Doesn't
day,
feel
which
nice
I
to
would
be
have normally
highlighted
done,
sometimes.
we just went for a walk,
Yeah.
and I felt better.
Yeah.
I did actually feel
Do you think
better.
if you would have went to the gym, you would have still felt the same afterwards? Because the way you described that then was like, it's like a dependency, isn't it? Where someone goes, I need a drink.
Yeah.
I need a ciggy. But it doesn't make it better afterwards.
Yeah.
But obviously the walk was a totally new environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And totally
You're right.
changed your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just took me off this. It took me into a different course. I think if I'd have gone to the gym, it's still indoors. It's still, there's no fresh air. Yeah, I'm just training weights. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's not actual. It's not fresh.
Yeah. Still in that you're carrying that anxiety cycle on you.
Yeah, and then I'd have probably
You
come
will feel
back and
good after
wanted
the
to get
gym, but
back to work. But you're quite strict on me for like not wanting to work too
I
much.
think it's just like learning to slow down, isn't it? Like You don't
Yeah.
always have to be 100%. So, you know, a walk can do as good as what a workout to do for you. Do you know what I mean? If you are feeling like anxious or bad. So,
How do you feel about that yourself? Because I feel like that a lot. I feel like if I don't go to the gym, I feel like I've done like a failure and something. Like I really can like beat myself up. But even if I go to the gym and then it's a bad workout, I'm still like, oh, that was a waste of time. Like I'm still in the same position. But like just going out for a walk, taking the dog out or something like that. Even going for a drive maybe with the windows open, music blaring. It does other ways, but
I mean, yesterday we just played some manifestations, didn't we, in the car? We did this like abundance manifestation. We went for a walk and then we got back in the car and we just put it in there and we were just like.
I think you
do you do like meditation and that, or?
So do you know what's really weird is this is like being a topic in my. I find it so hard to meditate, so hard because I just cannot. I can't sit still. I can't my brain won't let. I can't. If I close my eyes, it's either to sleep or to
blink.
Yeah, blink. There is no in between for me. And if I'm like yoga, I find yoga so hard because it's like downward dog and you have to stay in that position or like it's some. And my brain's like, oh, I just want to do Pilates or I want to do weights. I want to do like a Shredfast class. I want to be burning calories and putting on weight, putting on muscle. I don't see it, but I found this app recently and it's called oh my god, what is it called? Superhuman. Oh my Christ. It's changed the game for me. So it's for anyone that feels like they really struggle with meditation. They're called activations rather than meditations, and it's for things like if you're cooking or you're walking or you're cleaning the house, doing anything like that. It's basically like manifestations, but whilst you're doing things, and it's really, really beautiful, transformative music that puts you in like this incredible meditative state, but you can actually go and do things as well. So this morning whilst we were cleaning, I put it on. Instead of meditating in the morning, I'll listen to an activation, and that's how I calm myself. So and that's only recently because I think a couple of weeks ago I was like going down and I was like stressed and like everything was chaos. And I found this app called Superhuman.
But you started with this money manifestation thing, and it's funny because you started listening to it, and I was like, oh, she listened to this one
every morning.
This is interesting. But obviously, your thoughts build up over time. Like even the littlest ones, they stack. But then if you're like injecting some positive thoughts into your brain every day, same time or just same amount of time. But anyway, she started the money manifestation. 5 days in, she was getting like more money was like coming in. I was thinking, what's going on here? This is strange.
More clients were coming to me. More offers were coming my way.
It just started setting in, and then you must have done like 15 days, and like I was like, right, this is pretty good. This. I was like, something's going on, and then I started it, and then like a day later, I was making more money. It was really funny. Whether it's just coincidence, I'm not sure, but then that's kind of led us on to. What we're listening to in our surroundings is actually really important. And these things just seep into our minds without us realizing. And they're just tiny thoughts. Yeah, and it just builds. Yeah, it's good. But definitely recommend it.
Those tiny thoughts can be, from anyone's point of view, can be like, personally, like, it's like someone says something negative, isn't it? And it's a passing comment. Just a second of a comment, but it can ruin your entire day. Yeah. Like you say, so there's positive things coming. It's going to improve you then.
Do you reckon that's where you just put your aspect of what you're focusing on then? So if you focus on the negative, that passing comment, everything else is going to be a negative. So you focus on the manifestation, the positive.
Thing on Instagram, and someone talks about red car. Have you heard of red car?
I've heard of it, yeah.
How many red cars you see today?
And that's exactly what it is.
So if you give me £10 for every red car you see, you tell me exactly how many there was. And it's the same with looking for opportunities and looking for positives. But I think we're inbuilt to look for negatives. I think we have got, as a species, I think we look at negatives. But like you said, and it's hard sometimes to look for them positives. But once you train your brain to do it, it should then flow, shouldn't it?
So why do you reckon? Oh, go on. Your question's always better than mine.
You said the same thing, though.
I was just going to say, like, why do you reckon then we tend to focus on the negative?
I was going to ask.
There you go.
When I did my podcast, I got loads of support. But like, I maybe had one little bad comment, and that one bad comment, I
stuck in
focused
your
on that
mind.
more. Do you know what I mean? And it's like,
They-
why did we do that?
Well, they reckon it's like a danger mechanism, don't they?
Yeah.
To like something dangerous is coming, like a tiger in the wilderness.
So it's a survival
There's paw
instinct.
prints. Oh, there's paws there. I need to be aware, and you're forgetting that there's all this thick, dense trees around you to protect you. You've got a weapon, whatever.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's so true.
it's that danger.
Yeah,
mechanism.
because there's time. I'm trying to like really work on myself. So at the minute, going through like a bit of a poo time.
Yeah.
But I'll go, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. I've got to do this, I've got to do that.
Yeah.
But then I'll take a minute to go, I've got a roof over my head, everything's paid for, got a loving girlfriend, got a dog, got a family
Yeah.
support me, got a
It's what you gotta
podcast.
do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
whatever I want to look at. I've got Jay.
Great
Yeah.
team over there.
Yeah, I don't know, we are very
I think
self-taught.
a lot of that comes from your
You.
parents.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Because when you're little and you're going out, like, be careful,
Yeah.
watch the road.
Yeah.
And like they say, everything your parents don't tell you to go out and enjoy yourself and do what you want. They tell you to be careful. Be careful on your bike. Don't do this. Don't talk to strangers. And it's inbuilt in you
Yeah.
to look for danger
Yeah.
as a child.
There's a fear then.
Yeah, it is. Well, as
It's
they
fear,
said there,
yeah.
it goes back to
It's
when we were-
prehistoric, isn't it? It's
yeah,
like
hunting prehistoric
instincts.
monsters, weren't we? Type of thing, saber tooth times. Be careful
Yeah.
when you're going out to get breakfast.
Yeah,
That's what you're
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
yeah.
I think it's called priming, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You're priming your mind to see
Yeah.
the things that
Yeah.
you want to see. And like you said, if you wake up in the morning and maybe you're on your way to work, you're stuck in traffic and you're frustrated, you're priming yourself for frustration.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, if you maybe put something on that's a bit positive, even if your mind's not in the right place, you can't ignore what you're listening to. It's going to seep in. And eventually you'll start saying the things that you're listening to, as you do when you're the 5 closest people to you. You're the 5th one. Do you know what I mean? Or you're the 6th one.
Yeah.
Same concept, isn't it?
Yeah, because I always find as well, if I'm late for work, I feel like my whole day's ruined because I'm concentrating on that I was late for work. So now I'm going to be rushing and late for everything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the amount of times I stop and just take a breath and
Yeah.
just take a minute. And I actually went late for work. I got there on time, but because I rushed to work and I sped a little bit.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
didn't mean to speed.
I'll tell you what then.
Yeah, I just found that that's like a really good way to deal with like my anxiety sometimes as well, and like mindfulness. It just
Yeah.
stopping,
Yeah.
and just taking a minute.
But
You have to
again,
catch yourself.
you're focusing on the other 20 times in the month, even early. Focused on that one way.
I'm focused on you getting closer to the microphone to speak.
That's-
We focus on the negative.
Minutes.
As you said there, you got all the nice comments, but the one doing is
Yeah,
Do you know what?
Yeah.
I think as well, the positive's good, but I think you got to look a little bit at the negative. You don't want to ignore it completely, do you? 'Cause there
negative's
is
where you grow, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like you want to improve. You don't want to just
Yeah.
ignore.
Everyone's just saying positive things here. It's like, you know, you're not.
Where do we
you're
go?
with- Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
you need people to challenge it or
Yeah.
like challenge how
Yeah.
you believe. to,
Yeah.
like,
Do you know, I
Yeah.
think, like, I'm not going to lie, before I met Ste, I was not this person. Like, I was not
Yeah,
this person, was
neither
I?
was
Like,
I.
I was, what?
I was screwed. Neither of us were.
No, but I feel like you've always been very calm, and you're just a nice influence on everyone. Like you are, you're just a really nice person. You're just very calm and like just got this calm nature. You just are, Ste. That's just the way you are. But for me, like before I met Ste, I was chaotic, but like way more chaotic. I did drink a lot. You know, I used to party a lot. I used to it was a bit of like. I was a bit of a loose cannon. I didn't really have any direction. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I was completely lost. I was actually a singer.
Yeah.
I was a musician. Yeah. So I really wanted to be a jazz singer. And that kind of led me into that like drinking culture, which was dangerous for me because I've got a very addictive personality anyway. So I was going down like a really like dark route of just like not having a clue. And then as soon as I met you, I was like, shit, I've got something really good here with this person. Like, he is incredible. And like, you changed my whole like perspective on like the point in life. And I actually moved completely away from music because I just thought like, that lifestyle for me doesn't fit it would fit someone who like maybe doesn't have an addictive personality or like isn't obsessive. But for me, I was just going down like a really dark route, wasn't I? I was just really lost.
I think just that like creative lifestyle can be quite challenging if it's not set up really well from the beginning. You can quite easily get dragged into drinking and like partying every night because you're in those places, especially if you do music. If you think about a gig that you might do, you probably get offered drinks straight after. And if that's what
you get bought drinks and
then that's the
after parties and
who you're around, isn't it?
Yeah.
So just like kind of looking outside of that.
Yeah. And I moved in with your family, and they're all like, you know, successful entrepreneurs, and you know, your mum owns a clinic, your dad's got a restaurant in Liverpool, like, and I was like, shit, like I need to up my game. I need to up my game, and it's and like in 2 years, I've changed my life.
Do you reckon that's why you're still go then? In that sense, because you're always chasing the next thing.
Yeah, probably. And I think that's where, like, you know, I think we're quite aware of like my personality is like I can get quite like I can get very, very just like just not frustrated, but like quite dedicated to something, and then I just will not let it stop. Like I'm just like I think that's why we work so well.
You're good like that as well, really.
Yeah. I'm very dedicated. Whatever I do, I'm dedicated to it. But yeah, in the last 2 years, life.
Make sure whatever she sets herself to,
life has changed for me massively, and even like my closest friends. Like I actually have lost quite a few friends in the last like couple of years, just because they kind of don't really understand. Like, you know, they're a bit like, well, you're not the same. I am not the same. I'm not the same. And
that's not a bad thing, though, is it? That's growth. That's
yeah.
There's no point staying in the same place, like whatsoever.
No, exactly.
You know, true friends that support you, won't they?
Yeah.
They were true friends.
That's it.
From what you're saying, it's not like you being a drinking buddy, but all of a sudden you want to better yourself. You met Steve, you want to better yourself, and it's a bit of jealousy. Yeah. Stay with us where we are, and you'll never grow if we stay with the wrong peer group.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes you've got to cut the losses and move on.
Sounds like it's all Steve's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take you back.
Bloody idiot.
Yeah. Do you know what? It was the tea. Slowly slipping tea in there.
Yeah, but now that you have mentioned the tea, what is the tea? Because I already feel, it's probably subconsciously as well, but I already feel a little bit better. I'm not going to a little bit better. Yeah. I don't feel it as like a sniffly or anything from when we first started. Yeah. But let's jump onto the tea. Let's jump on to the gummies and all that.
The sea moss.
Cool. Yeah, sometimes it's just the tea. It's
Steve's story behind all of this is mad, because when I met him, he'd already started the business. So
So I'll tell you from when I started the sea moss. I was in Bali, and I was with like.
Is this your 9 months traveling?
This is me 9 months. This is towards the end. This is like 7 months in, and I went out originally to be a digital nomad, and I wanted to learn from all the people that were there that were traveling and making money online, because I heard about it and I read a book, the 4-hour work week. So I thought, right, this has got to be like a real thing. So I thought the only way I can find out is if I go out, save my money. I went out, had a great time, and I met loads of different people that were working online. But I met these specific group of people that were drop shipping. And basically that was just buying things from China and selling it directly to people in the UK or the USA. So I started that. I was doing really well, and essentially COVID hit, and my supply chain got cut because all the things from China were suspended. But then I also sat back and thought, this isn't like quite an economical way to make money, really. All this big like carbon footprint coming from China, and then my customers are waiting for like 2-3 weeks to get their products. So I started to think like, what can I make? What am I interested in? And I thought, well, I like my health. Let's try and make like a health food product. And I was taking all these different multivitamins at the time, and I was like, wow, what if I can make a natural multivitamin? So I started researching. I came across sea moss. Just so happened that I had a friend who was in Peru, and he was actually making his own sea moss, and he had a sea moss farm that was really close to him. So then bought sea moss from him, started making it, and just started giving it to people, and people started to like it, started to feel a difference. I started to feel pretty good, and then kind of the business sprawled from there. And then so we brought the gels, we brought the gummies. This is kind of our latest product. The teas are still new, it's still in like the woodwork.
Should we try some?
Let's try some.
What flavour do you guys want? Berry, orange, or?
I think we should we should leave some here as well.
Yeah,
innit?
we'll leave some here, but
Yeah.
we'll try some.
Yeah, try some.
Whatever flavour.
Yeah.
Berry's nice. I like berry.
Okay.
We have like a funny thing where we go to different cities and we get people to try them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on Instagram.
I've tried twice to do it now, and the equipment's been down and stuff. Normally, I'm really techie, but Chloe's having to just take over this.
He rang me and he was like, he was in Lisbon
Babe,
and he
I
was
can't
like,
get the mics to
"Hey,
work."
the mics aren't working.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I
okay.
think your Scouse accent is brilliant.
I've really got really good at it.
Better than Steve.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? That's funny, that. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. So these are the berries.
How many do you take? Is it just one?
Well,
2 or 3.
2 or 3?
Yeah. You
You
might.
spaced out.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
yeah.
Just don't mind getting high or anything.
Good move on.
All right, I'm trying them. Random loads.
Oh my god. That's
aren't they?
really impressive.
There we go. So
Mmm.
there's 92 minerals and vitamins in them.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we were making the gels are quite hard to produce, although they're really good for you. There's a lot
So what's
of,
the
like,
difference
labour.
between the gummies and the gels?
Well, the gummies they're still natural. They are quite similar. It's just the way they're made, the method of production. So these are dehydrated with sugar and fruit. The gels are soaked in water, blended, and given like other natural ingredients. So they're the kind of differences. Gel's more of the sea moss in its pure form, without sugar, and then that's obviously dehydrated with sugar.
What are some of the benefits then from taking the gummies and sea moss in general?
Yeah. So what you'll find is there's it's micronutrients. That's the main thing that the sea moss will give you. So in your diet, you might potentially be missing a few key ingredients, a few key nutrients. So by taking the sea moss, you kind of cover a lot of that, because the sea moss itself contains 92 minerals and vitamins. The gel that we make contains 102 minerals and vitamins, and then your body's derived of 102 minerals and vitamins. So a lot of the time in our modern diet, you're probably missing maybe 20 or 30 of those, and that could be causing you to have like a lack of energy, maybe not sleeping so well, maybe a lack of focus.
Does it help with brain fog?
It does help with brain fog. It's one of the
Give me 12,000 of these then, please.
So good for
it's
brain
one of the
fog.
main things that it helps you with. Like the amount of times I just wake up and I've got a really clear mind, and I didn't realize that was like a possible thing. I just thought you were naturally meant to wake up really groggy, but no. But like I wake up, my eyes open, and I'm like awake, and that's pretty much the
That's
day.
probably what
And I
gets me
test
up
it.
out of bed at
Yeah,
5
there you
a.m.
go. I need to give it less sea moss. That's the that was been the change, hasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah, the 2
There you
years
go.
of taking, yeah,
Change your life. Have sea
nearly
moss.
3 years, nearly 2.5 years of being on sea moss,
So do
really.
these replace multivitamins, things like that?
Yeah. So
So-
yeah.
Yeah.
They replace your multivitamin. Yeah, mainly because as well when you take like a powder or like a capsule, your body doesn't actually absorb a lot of that. It absorbs only about 30% of the actual nutrients that you're taking from there. As well.
Also, you don't know what's in these capsules, you know, that you get from kind of like high street brands and stuff. You know, they're in these little capsules, but what is in them? It's like they say, like there's no point in taking cod liver oil, fish oil from those little tablets from that shop.
The corner shop.
The shop, yeah. Like there's no point in taking them because it is literally just like absolute shit in there, and like you're just wasting, you're just throwing your money away.
Cod liver oil is like a specific one, isn't it? And they reckon with that the oils can be overheated and you can lose a lot of the minerals in them. And
Yeah, and it's just like you're taking rancid fish oil that's just got absolutely no benefit to you. So you're best off taking something in like its purest form, like the gel or the gummies, because it goes into your body and it digests into the gut rather than like but if you take a capsule, you kind of pee it out anyway.
Do you take much stuff, or do you?
Supplement, yeah. I can't wait to go home and go bin. Ste, Chloe, go many packs.
Yeah. What do you take?
I take zinc and magnesium before bed.
Yeah, that's good.
The 3. And
This
then,
has magnesium in it, to be
does
fair.
it?
Yeah.
I'll be buying some, don't worry. Don't need to sell it more. I take your vitamin A, vitamin C, but I also have oranges as well. So, glucosamine, apparently that's really good for like the joints, because I suffer bad with my joints, especially my knees.
Yeah.
Omega 3, 6, 9, and there was another one. I can't remember what the other one was. But yeah, I'm just gonna bin.
Yeah.
Bin, and then be like,
I'd keep your Amiga.
Yeah.
Bin the rest, keep the Amiga.
yeah.
This that's probably one of the only things it doesn't have much of is the Amiga.
Yeah.
So I'd suggest getting that from like another source.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just get mine from Bulk.
Yeah.
Like that company.
Yeah.
Or my
Bulk
protein.
supplements.
Yeah.
Bulk's good.
Yeah.
I've used Bulk before. I get my I was getting my mushrooms
mushroom
from
stuff,
like
yeah.
Changa, your cordyceps, stuff like that. But we get them from Fungi Bros now, don't we?
Yeah.
Funky Bros.
Fungi Bros,
Fungi
yeah.
Bros,
We're going to try and get them on the podcast for you as well.
They're from Liverpool, yeah.
Really?
I haven't
Liverpool,
spoken to them yet, but I'll speak to them. And
yeah, they're sick.
Yeah.
As you said there about your gut, though, you go into your gut, it's studies have shown on your gut has so much of an impact on you, everything about your well-being, your brain, everything.
It's arguably the second most important thing in the body, isn't it? Behind the brain.
Yeah.
Because how much effect it actually
Like
has
the
on you.
second brain,
They reckon it's more important, don't they? Or like equal. They reckon it's
Really?
like, because if your gut's not working well, your brain's not working well. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't really go the other way. So they reckon if you're feeding your guts, you're feeding your brain.
Well, do you know, why can't I speak?
I mean, I could be wrong, but
do you reckon then that's where they say a good healthy diet comes into play then, because it's able to produce the minerals and the multivitamins and everything that you get from there, that it goes into the gut and then it works towards the brain. So if you eat like bad food, whatever you want to consider bad food, if you put that into the gut, it doesn't produce it quite well. It doesn't really break it down, and then it affects the brain in a negative way. Hence, like maybe brain fog, anything like that, tiredness, grogginess.
We're not designed, as we were talking before, we're not designed to eat processed foods.
Yeah.
But every 99% of the thing in a supermarket is processed.
It's everywhere processed food, isn't it?
Even fresh fruit and veg is
Don't they say in America, don't go in the middle aisles. You have to just stay around the outlines of it. Yeah, because everything in the middle aisles is all just processed.
I was in America. I was in America recently. I went to LA and I went to like the whole of California really, and like it is actually insane the amount of kind of like McDonald's, they're everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Like you think it's bad here in America, it is so much worse. Like you're driving down a highway to get from like one place to one place, and there's just like Denny's, McDonald's, Burger King everywhere, every kind of 5 minutes, and they're packed. They're absolutely packed. Like you've got to wait 5-10 minutes to get a seat, or like it's mad.
It's like the world's designed for us to be sick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Do you reckon then that's where the money of pharmaceuticals come into it then? Like it's just an all-round concept, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely. There's definitely a bit of cookery at play, isn't there?
Yeah.
People just
for
feed
sure.
each other. And
it goes back to the old one, don't it? People always say about there's a cure for cancer, but pharmaceuticals will lose billions every year.
Yeah, well, they said that in Family Guy, and that's a very mad place to get a reference from, but they said, well, if you've got the cure for cancer there, why don't you do it? He said, why would we cure people when we can just pay them off and pay for them for the treatments for years to come and make money from it?
Yeah.
I think the biggest cure would just be your lifestyle, though.
Yeah. Because you're really big on that, aren't you?
Yeah.
With like the lifestyle part.
I think at the moment though we're kind of being fooled a bit. We're kind of being told that it's not your lifestyle, it's all these other factors. It's because you've had a tough upbringing. It's because you've ADHD, or you've got depression. You need to take these tablets. Nothing to do with your lifestyle. I think that's
Bless you.
Thank you. That's finally came. Must be the sea gummies.
Yeah. There you go. He's letting it out.
Yeah. We've got someone. We've got Emma who works at Shredfast. She works at Heal, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She always says to us it like clears out when she takes the sea moss. It like clears out her like phlegm and like.
We get all sorts of people messaging us saying thank you. You've helped us with sepsis and.
And I was saying yesterday we had Shem as well, didn't we? And he wasn't feeling too well, and you just popped over and made him some tea.
That's why I had this tea, because it was extra for him. I made him some. And hopefully that's going to help.
Does it help with sinuses?
Yeah.
It will help with your sinuses, yeah. To be fair, it's even better if you like find some pollen, put it in, and find some like natural flowers and stuff. And
when they say like if you
honey, isn't it? Sorry,
honey, it's honey. Yeah, if you've got like if you're
from the area.
If you're getting like hay fever and stuff, my mum always used to say like go and get honey from like local bees, from like a local bee, because they take the pollen from the flowers, they'll turn it into honey, and if you eat that, you won't get hay fever.
Building your immunity,
because you build the immune system from the inside out, so that your body starts digesting the pollen, and then you won't get hay fever and stuff like that, because your body's already kind of digesting it that way. So yeah, they always say that.
I'm learning
My mum-
so much today.
My mum's like
That's
always
the best
going
way,
to
you know.
get
Honestly,
honey.
that's the best trick. If you can go to a natural like honey producer, potentially Northwest would be good enough.
Yeah,
Because
Liverpool.
the bees travel, obviously. They're naturally help you build an immunity to honey. I mean, it's like some good studies out there on it.
I need to show this for
That's
Ash.
in nature, though, innit? For every ailment you get in nature, there's a remedy for it, isn't it?
Yeah.
There is. It counterbalances itself, but we've lost all that. Like I said, the big pharmaceuticals have taken that away from us. Oh, I've got a headache, take a paracetamol.
Yeah. Well, this is why I think I don't
Poison, innit?
alcohol.
Yeah.
Like
It's
I've
actually
really
poison,
started to like ever since I kind of I'm not like sober. I would always have like if we go away on holiday, I'll have a sangria. I don't know. I've not been on holiday for ages, but like you know,
Couple months.
No, I just can't
been
get.
a
I
while.
just can't book
3
holiday.
months, 4
Yeah,
months, you know.
yeah. No, but like to me, like drinking is just like the biggest poison ever. And like when you actually look at like the money you spend, and I remember like someone said to me once after I kind of like stopped drinking, it was like a friend of mine. They said to me, "Oh, you're really boring now. Like you're really boring." And I remember just thinking like, if this is me boring, like when I was drinking, like what must you have thought? Like I must have been an absolute dickhead, and I must have just been like, because I'm not boring. Like I am fun. I am. No, like I'm not boring. Like I think when someone knows you for like something else, it can be quite, like you said, like they're obviously not the right friends, but like it is that like drinking has allowed me to kind of have this like clearer brain. Like I can get more done. I don't have anxiety as much as I used to. I don't.
Hangovers.
Yeah, and hangovers lasted me so long, and I feel like us, especially in England, like our drinking culture is absolutely disgusting. And the more people I'm around, and I've really been careful about like who I let into my circle now, and like we've got like an amazing network of people now. Like the majority of the people I hang around with are like either my clients because I choose to work with them, and then to the outer circle of who they work with. It's just like it's become like a spider's web of like successful people. I want to hang around with people who are better than me, if not like are trying to be better than me or better than me. And the majority of those people do not drink. Like, and that was a thing I noticed. I was like, they don't drink. He doesn't drink. She doesn't drink. Why are they really successful? And I was like, it's because they don't drink. It's because they actually get up at 5 a.m. and they do shit with their day. And they actually have like ambition and drive, and drinking just rips that away from you. It rips your ambition. I'm not saying like you can't go to like a works do and have a couple of beers. That's completely different. But it's like getting smashed culture is just not. It's just so gross.
As you said there about, I think it's more of an English culture, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're Googling it, thinking who's the biggest drinkers in the UK. You're thinking the Irish or the Scottish, but it wasn't just English. Yeah. The English win by the amount of drink. But we have a culture, don't we, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, of can't wait for the weekend.
Yeah.
And that's what it is associated with going out drinking, isn't it?
Yeah. It's living for it, isn't it? That's kind of almost how we're bred. Isn't work hard in the weekend and live at the weekend.
Has it always been like that though for years and years, or?
You go back to when like my parents' age and that. It was a normal thing for the fella to get paid, and everyone was paid cash, and they went to the pub.
Yeah.
And there was a pub on every corner. You go back years ago, there was literally people used to give directions by pubs. All them pubs are now shops and stuff like that, aren't they? All knocked out. But it was a British culture of drinking. And you actually watch the telly. You don't drink for a while. You haven't drank for over a year, have you? No. If you don't drink and you actually watch the telly, it's amazing how many messages are out there that someone's got a glass of wine or something else, and whether you're watching like Friends or any other type of drama or whatever else, comedy, everyone's got ale. Ale's so associated, and it's just been pumped at you and pumped at you.
It's like subliminal programming, isn't it? And they're just pumping it in there just very subtly. One of the other programmings that I notice is like gambling, and like how on the radio it's so profound that someone's going to win some type of money every week, or call the radio up now. And that's on for everyone who's going to work, and that's just, it's like that priming stuff, isn't it? You're then priming your brain to then gamble and like take like risks, maybe not in a calculated way, and then it's like, where are we all going with this?
The thing in your pocket, and it's the phone, and it's like you say, they're on the radio, and it's like send a text now and it's £2.
Yeah.
Oh, you get 5 more if you send it, and all of a sudden, before you've even realised, you spent £4.
Yeah.
And it's only 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
Someone
yeah.
spent £4 on gambling.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't dream going into the bookies.
Yeah, made it easier, haven't they? But even drinking's the same. There's so much suggestion in, and also like sexualization as well. A lot of like I've been thinking about this a lot, like trying to rewire my brain, because there's a lot of like sexualization towards women, and like it's mad. I just noticed it more recently. It's like they're just people, aren't they?
Yeah.
But it's a funny thing because there's so much power in it. No one wants to really like talk about it or admit it.
Become normal.
Yeah.
It's like turning men into almost like lust traps.
Yeah.
And being like lusted into things.
Yeah.
And then it's turning women into more like controlling and like manipulative. It's really strange. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. I see it all the time, and I'm like, wow, why are we all falling into this trap? There's so many subtle little traps in society that we're all accepting and like building up, and like lust, alcohol, laziness, they're all kind of in there as well.
Like they say with modern technology, like phones and iPads and young kids, the amount of time a child will spend on a phone or on an iPad, as a parent, you'll probably spend 5% of the day with them. 10% might be at a meal time.
Yeah.
They might still be looking at the phone.
I know.
As you say, they're getting messages, constant messages pumped into them, and they're getting programmed. Yeah. And quite often it's a negative way to be programmed.
It's consuming.
So you've been sober for a year. Why did you
go? I was kind of on and off drinking for about 2 years prior to that. So 3 years ago, let's say. Just drinking now and then. I used to drink like quite heavily, not like alcoholic or anything, but quite heavily when I went to uni.
Yeah.
It's normal, isn't it? Like
So, but like you said, it was normal. But there was a time like I did go like 14 nights in a row out in town. But I just enjoyed it.
14 nights in a row.
Yeah, when I went to uni.
God, were you not broke?
Wow.
2 weeks on the bounce.
Did you go to uni here?
Yeah.
Oh right, okay, yeah, that's cheap up here then.
Just went out. Like not every night was drinking, but I just enjoyed also being in that environment. That was like me young party life.
Yeah.
Like I loved going to festivals. So it was always just music. I enjoy being around like live music and having a laugh. But then uni stopped. Got into like normal work, and then from there I was still drunk quite regularly with people, and just go, we're going out for a bit. Oh, come on, then let's go. And then I got to the point where I was like, I'm falling a little bit out of this. So over a 2 year period, I distanced myself more and more. And then last Easter, not Easter just gone, the Easter before that, we had our works due just for Easter because we finished for 2 weeks. We went out, I got really drunk, but then I woke up and I was like, I'm so rough. Like I just reached the point where I was just like, I can't.
It's gotta go to the toilet.
Going for a wee.
He's got to do it, hasn't he?
It's not the toilet. Yeah.
Toilet, yeah.
You've been drinking.
And then from there, I was just like, I'm not doing it anymore now. So I literally just cold turkey there, just stopped there and then just carried on. Don't get me wrong, like there's been times where I have wanted to have a drink, but that's because I've been surrounded by people drinking, and I'm like,
I drank in 8 months myself, to be honest. Like, I probably drank 2 times in like 2 years. But
do you feel better for it?
100%. But the thing is with me, like I can go out with people who still drink, and I don't drink. And
I can now. I can now. I couldn't before. I actually had to like. I just stopped.
It was hard at first.
I stopped seeing anyone. I wouldn't go out.
And it's confidence building as well. You can get peer pressure, but you're staying true to your values and who you are. So it's like, you're not being peer pressured or persuaded by other people.
People used to it as well now. People like a lot more people aren't drinking. So what I've I don't know if it's maybe the people that hang around with.
Well, it's because we've changed our circle. Our circle's changed massively, and no one kind of goes, "Oh, Chloe, you're not drinking." No one says that to me anymore because they know that. It used to make me I used to get a bit triggered. I'd be like, oh no, I'm not drinking. Like, please don't tell anyone. Like, didn't want to make it a thing. And now I'm like, no, I'm not fucking drinking. Take that fucking drink away from me. Yeah. I've got over that. Like, I've got over the fear. It was the fear of like, and now like, you know, if we've got like a birthday party or whatever, like someone's having a party and someone's going out to the club, I just won't go. Being around drinkers, it's just not for me. Like, I remember we went to Alma de Cuba like a year ago or something. Not even a year ago, it was less than a year ago. And we went in there and I was like, I need to get out of here now because I just feel sick.
Yeah.
Like this is just, I just felt sick.
I was out last weekend and I was literally the only one out of like my mates not drinking and I was just looking around at people and I don't want to judge, but I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's mad, isn't it, when
You
see
can't
behind the
comprehend
curtain,
like why people are behaving in like monkeys.
Yeah, literally.
Like literally like monkeys, like moving around,
It's so
making
much
moves
fun.
on like innocent little girls, and
Yeah,
you're like,
it's
what on earth's going on?
It's
It's chaos. It's chaos.
I think as well, like there is a place for alcohol. I think like
Yeah.
we don't want to like blast it too completely because you have good times as well. But it's a time and a place, isn't it? When you're sitting with your family and friends, maybe you're celebrating a good year. It's Christmas. You're having a sherry or whatever. I think
He loved sherry.
I think that's nice.
He had a couple of
No,
sherries
but-
with my
but
mum
that's
at
nice,
Christmas.
isn't
You
it?
were hilarious.
Maybe you haven't seen your dad in a while. Not that me and my dad drink like this, but you know, you
Dad
crack a
doesn't even
Guinness.
drink as
I don't
well.
know, but it's just that special
Just the
occasion.
reasoning behind why you're having a drink.
Yeah.
If you're just drinking to just get messed up and
Yeah.
just like obviously you're kind of avoiding something, but if
Yeah.
you're doing it just to be closer to your family and like enjoy the year and it's not all the time, then it's like you're doing it for a good reason.
And I think that's it, isn't it? It's like, are you doing it because you're coping? It's like a coping mechanism, and you're like ignoring things, or are you doing it to like celebrate and enhance your life? And I think that's the factor that maybe we weren't all doing, was we were using it to cope and like increase our life. Yeah.
Too many people go out, don't they? Especially younger people, to get bladdered.
Yeah.
And after 10 o'clock at night, they can't remember a thing.
Yeah.
But they're not getting home till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's one thing I really don't understand. Like the amount of people that can go out, drink, and never remember the night out, but then go out the next weekend.
Yeah.
And do the
I've had
exact
one
same
night like
thing.
that. Yeah.
I don't get it.
But that's
It's
what
just-
I mean. Since I've been sober and done them things, like I'm so present and I remember everything, and I still have a good time. Do you know what I mean? Like so, like for example, like I still go like festivals and that, but I'm only going because I love the music and I like being around people just for that purpose.
Yeah.
No other purpose. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, we've actually had Elro booked for this weekend. It's this weekend, isn't it? And like next
Oh,
weekend.
yeah,
Yeah. And like
June.
I was dreading it. I was actually dreading it because like to me, I know everyone's on drugs, everyone's drinking, like our group of friends, they really wanted to go, and they don't even do drugs, and none of them really drink, but they just really wanted to go for the music. But for me, I just like, it's just a waste of a Saturday for me. And I was like, oh Christ. And then something came up. You've ended up having to go and you're going a tattoo. I've got a work thing, and we've bailed and we've had to cancel and sell our tickets. But that I'm like, it's like the biggest weight off my shoulder now because the thought of having to go was actually giving me like I was getting really stressed as well. I was like, I just don't want to be around it. I don't want to be around people that aren't on.
I like it.
These people want to
for me,
rave.
it fills me up. It gives me power.
Yeah,
Makes
for me
feel
it
good,
doesn't.
You know what I mean? I like to see people like just having a good time. It just makes me laugh.
Yeah.
And then just being sober, just like in a different mindset. I love it. I think it's brilliant. Do you know what I mean? It
That's
gives
just
me
you
energy.
though. You love everything.
Yeah.
You're just you're like
got
a
to, though.
puppy. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love that about you. You're just so chill.
Yeah.
You're just so like you
I'm a
just
big dog.
absorb energy. Like it's great. It's great. Whereas I'm just like chaos.
Do you reckon that would have ruined like your Sunday though if you did go to Elro?
Yeah.
Like, how do you reckon that would have affected you? Because you wouldn't be able to get up at 5 the next day.
Well,
That's
it's a
the
day
concern, isn't it,
festival,
for you?
so I probably would have
okay,
left
okay.
early.
Oh, okay.
There'd be no way I'd be staying.
Yeah, scratch that last question then.
Yeah, I'd be off. I was already,
Well, it's a day
already.
fest, isn't it? So
I was
if
already
we do
planning,
those
like-
things. We try and make it fit within our lifestyle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll try
And I was already
go
kind of
early.
planning ahead of what I wanted to do and how I wanted to kind of like get out of it.
Mm.
And then luckily like work's got in the way and things have just kind of, you've got a tattoo and we've had to pre-book things. So yeah.
It's worked out well.
Yeah.
I guess
My friends are going to be listening to this like, what?
I was thinking that as you saying, I was thinking, shit, they're gonna watch this. that bitch. You know, she was giving us all energy, and
They knew I didn't. They knew I wasn't feeling it.
that's
The girls knew, yeah, because they know what I'm like. They know that I'm not feeling that sort of
You're
energy.
allowed to be that way. That's who you are. So like,
Yeah, like give me a cream tea and a scone.
you can't
You
make
know,
everyone happy, can you?
take me to like a networking event or like a food, like take me to a restaurant and like a cream tea. Like I love brunch and stuff
Do you know
like
what's
that.
funny?
I'm fine.
Yeah, I think the sooner you help yourself, the sooner you help everybody else. Though, that's the fact of it. If you can look after yourself and you do what you want to do, then
And I had the girls
tomorrow
over for
leave
dinner.
it.
I made like Ste went away to Lisbon the other day, and I had the girls over for like I had a dinner party, and they know I don't drink. And it was so nice. Like none of them drunk. I think one of them had like a little glass of wine, but like none of them. Normally, that would have been like a thing. Like we'd have glasses on the table. Everyone had ginger beer in prosecco glasses.
That was like me and my mates last night. Like I can't remember the last time we got together and it didn't involve alcohol. But we went to Crosby Beach, ate some food, done a little fire, and then went home. And you felt so much better for doing that. Do you know what I mean? And
I didn't get invited.
I know we
you say no all the time anyway. So
we would have come. We would have
You have
come.
to show up every now and again. You know,
I'm bad for it. I know I'm bad for like not turning up to plans. I'm terrible for it. But you know what? It's my personality. I'm getting better at it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Prefer to
I'm
stay
getting worse.
in, or, you get more comfortable in your like.
Yeah,
got a girlfriend now.
Yeah, I've got a beard.
Yeah, but would she not come with you? Was it no girls allowed?
No girls allowed.
Oh,
girls
lame. That's something.
Is that
do you know
we're doing
what?
Next week,
Do you know what? That's something I like about like our kind of group of friends and stuff. Like we all like girlfriends come and it's not like. You know, you guys do have like a little lads' nights and stuff, but the majority of the time the girls come.
Yeah,
nice.
we enjoy hanging with you, so we want to.
Oh, thanks, mate.
That's what we tell them, and then we get our own time, just so we can balance it.
We had that for years, didn't we? It was always like with the girlfriends would always come, and then now the girlfriends have now made their own little group for more meeting each other from. So it's always been the lads from school.
That's good. Yeah,
they've all got their own girlfriends from different parts.
Yeah.
Brought them into the group, and now the girls are like kind of all buggered off and made their own little group.
It's like ours, exactly like ours.
That's good, though.
It doesn't bother me. Like whoever's there, I'm there for myself.
Yeah.
As long as people are shining, you're all having a good time. That doesn't matter.
Exactly.
I think as well, you need your lads' time, you need your girls' time.
Yeah, you do. It is massive.
You got to talk about those dynamics and just.
She's doing my head in here.
Yeah. Do you know what, babe? I wouldn't blame you if you said that because I am a fucking nightmare.
Never. I think with that, I'd never dish like my bird in front of anyone. I don't think I'd always speak to you directly.
Oh, thanks.
Just them.
Just them.
Yeah, just them.
That's what I say to you.
But you said before as well about like going to like a community thing. Obviously, we met you through the Move community that Mark hosts. How helpful do you think that they are for anyone?
Massive.
Or do you reckon it's only particular types of people that can go that can get the benefits from it?
I think for everyone, to be honest with you. I think even if you're a bit shy and unsure, there'll be other people there shy and unsure. So you'll make an instant connection there. But also you'll have people that will come to you and welcome you and help you open up. And I think until you get yourself into those environments, you'll always kind of be a couple steps behind. You won't grow as fast. But as soon as you kind of come into them, you'll start to see a lot of things change. Definitely noticed a big difference in both of us from going to more networking events. And it was more just seeing other people that were on the same vibe as us, how they're doing, are they doing well, and just seeing their struggles a bit as well.
And it's just routine. It keeps me in like a routine. Like every Saturday morning, we get up 6.
Instead of drinking, isn't it? Like,
get up 6, like, you know, get ready, go to networking. Mark's just hilarious anyway as a person.
You don't know who's going to go as well.
You never know who's going to go.
Any of those type of networking events you can go to, even just events where people are speaking and talking about the thing that you're interested in. If you can get yourself into something like that, that's
and look,
power.
like we met you through that, and now like that, look at what has happened. Look at what's happened. Like it's mad. Like it's like a little spider's web of all these amazing opportunities that just constantly like you just attract these opportunities. And I think
do you reckon it happens naturally when you're putting yourself in the right places and you're surrounding yourself by like with the right people? Them kind of things.
I think networking. When I first heard about it, I was like, the fuck is that? That sounds like the most weirdest thing. Like, why would I want to network with anyone? And then your mum is like a serial networker. She is like, she is literally like, she's constantly, she just knows everyone. Name someone and she knows it. She knows them.
It must be big if you're saying that. And then she knows she's so into it. And then you're like, I'm obsessive with this.
Yeah.
And you're like, she's more.
She just knows she knows everyone, knows everything about everything. And she's just like constantly, she's just like me really, isn't she? She's just like always on the go. She's very, very like very driven, very successful. And I watched her do these like networking events and I was like, I need to get onto this. And that's how my business and my personality anyway has just grown. And I've met the best people through it. I've met some amazing people through it, and I've actually like just improved myself, and we've improved, like, haven't we? Our life.
I think as well, like there's certain types of settings that are good for different people. Like you were saying there, like Chloe's perfect example. It's perfect for her, meeting in person, going walking, socializing in that sense. But I think other people probably may find it more comfortable online and being a bit more reserved in that sense. But the whole community aspect, I think you need to be part of some type of tribe if you want to move forward, regardless of whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that light attracts light, isn't it?
Yeah.
You will attract whatever.
I haven't seen you there for ages, you know.
I know.
I know. You need to come now.
I seen you, but I was like,
you were running.
Yeah,
You were running.
Was that the other week?
Yeah, you went there.
Yes. Last week. No.
Yeah. He was on his little jog. I was like, Jay,
This way. What are you doing? Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing over there? He was like, I'm running. Fuck off. Don't fucking speak to me. I'm on my jog.
No, because I was speaking to Mark, and I said, I can't make it tomorrow, just when the WhatsApp was still going.
Oh, yeah.
And I went, can't make it tomorrow, something's come up. And he was like, I was going to interview you. I went, I'll be there next week. So I bought a subscription for £12. And then I said, oh, yeah, I'll be there. And I just haven't went.
Yeah.
No.
I think it's been about 3 or 4 weeks since I bought it. And I'm so bad for it. But I know I need to go back to it.
Next week then.
We need to make the commitment to just saying we're doing that every Sunday.
I feel like that's what it is. I feel like
Saturday, yeah.
I'm still quite anxious to go by myself, because in my head I was like, well, Jay's
but I'll
not
be
going to.
there.
Yeah, but I was thinking in my head, what if Ste and Chloe aren't there? What if Craig's
We're
not
always
there?
there.
I was like, Elliot's
That's
not
a good
there.
thing, though.
Yeah, I know
Most of the time.
it
We're there
pushes
most
you,
of the
but
time,
in my head I was
We're
like,
there. We're there every week.
We are there most
What week
weeks,
are we ever there? Not
Sometimes
there.
we do miss it.
Yeah.
But it happens.
That'll be the week I turn.
I know, yeah.
No, we don't.
I think if you go and you're looking for the same faces,
Yeah.
you cling to them faces. don't you?
Exactly.
Instead of
It's
going,
not the
"There's
point
no one
of
here,
it."
I'm going to have to talk to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where
And
your networking comes out. isn't it?
That's so right. When you're on your own, you're forced to
I don't know.
network and speak to people, and you'll meet more people than if you went with someone.
Yeah, because from the get-go, me and you started talking straight away, and then we started talking,
Yeah.
and then but then like I saw yous in press pros, and I was like, I'll sit next to them.
And that's it. You go where you're comfortable, don't you?
Yeah. But you branched out, didn't you? Because you forcefully got moved seats in a sense, because it was only them two seats behind where we sat.
Yeah.
So you had to talk to other people.
Yeah.
But I like that because like, obviously like it was it was kind of uncomfortable to sit there with someone you don't really know, like have a meal and like a coffee, but it was like I felt like I grew from it. Like just speaking to someone new, it was nice. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's the beauty. That's the beauty of it, isn't it? The more you go, the more you will grow, and the more comfortable you'll be in that setting.
That's something that we never used to
when
even
you go
eat.
out, you'll be like that, and you're just normal day to day.
Yeah, but we never even used to eat because like we just wouldn't do it.
I'm
just
not
made
that
us feel.
comfortable eating in front of like people I don't know that well.
Yeah, me neither.
I'd
Like
rather just
eating in
sit
front
and
of other
chat.
people, I just that freaks. That just puts. I just don't want people watching me eat. I like to like be in my own little space, and then it's only recently that we've started getting a bit of food, isn't it? And like we've started just like relaxing there, and rather than seeing it as like a networking event, we just chill and we just chat and we just sit next. Sometimes we sit. Most of the time we sit next to each other. We sit next to each other and we just
Get a little bit.
Right over here, she's doing me head in.
Oh, babe, I'm so sorry. I'm
Only message.
I'm fucking chaos.
many times it just becomes normal then, doesn't it? Like you don't
Yeah.
think about it because it's like you've done it.
I think if you go regular to something like that as well, and obviously I've never been to something like that, but
Yeah, you
like,
better
if
come.
go
You have to come now.
Before you know it, people are starting to ask your advice.
Yeah.
Because you're the one who's able to give advice because you're learning so much.
Yeah, that's
you
shocks.
realise,
Yeah.
Actually, I've achieved something there because sometimes you don't realise how much you learn until someone asks you and puts you on the spot, and all of a sudden you've grown without realising.
Yeah.
I think as well, like you don't realise how much you can just learn from having a conversation with another human. Like
Yeah.
you can teach us so many things.
Yeah.
It's crazy when you think about it.
I love walking podcasts all the time. We'll just sit in and listen. And I'm just seeing these two people go at it, and it's just so natural. And I'm like, wow, thank God I'm just listening in. You know, sometimes I'm engaging, sometimes I'm not, and there's just beauty in that. You know what I mean?
So you refer to it as a walking podcast, just like
It's sometimes you get walking podcasts. Sometimes it's like people kind of uncomfortably making conversation, but other times two people are just really engaged.
And then you don't want to get involved, so you just walk next to them and
you
listen.
You just eavesdrop, and you're thinking, wow, this. I want to get this online. But even at the same time, you'll get things more pure there than you would on YouTube, because a lot of times they'll be quite reserved on YouTube. They won't give you all the secrets per se. But then when you're live, you can ask a question, and then they can be a bit more opening up with you. Yeah, it's interesting.
I'll have to go back now.
Yeah.
I really am. Yeah. In my head, I was thinking, all right, so what I'll do on Saturdays, I say today, we'll get up, we'll go for the jog around Sefton, and we'll go to net walking. And I thought, no, because Jay's a really good runner, and I don't run, so I'm going to be walking, and he's going to be shouting at me, and I'm going to go to net walking all moody.
Yeah.
I wouldn't shout at you, lad.
You got to catch yourself, haven't you?
You fucking what? Get the fuck off.
She's got you down.
God, she's got that to a T, man.
Honestly, I actually think I love the Scouse accent.
She goes home and they think she's Scouse. It's so
yeah,
funny.
my mother was like, you've got a twang. She was like, you've got a twang. And I was like, Mum, I literally don't have a twang.
Yeah.
She's like, there's a Scouse twang there.
Yeah.
And I was at the netwalking the other day. There was this woman. We were just having this chat, and I was like, yeah, I'm really proud. I'm really proud to know this like be living here. I know so many Scouse. And she went, you're not from here, are you? Like, because people don't call them Scouse. Yeah. Sort of soup. I was like, oh yeah. I love the Scouse accent.
I don't know like where your mothers came up with that, saying like you've got a twang, because you went, my mother, like really, really well spoken.
Because you obviously won't hear it, I guess, because
she gets it both sides. So here she's posh, there she's turning Scouse.
Yeah.
So it's
can't win.
And I was
like
going to say
doing each
Can't
other's
win.
accents at the minute. Like Lewis is doing Chloe, you're doing me. Like,
mixing it up.
Yeah.
Good morning, fellas. Out of me.
Like a leprechaun.
That's funny.
Oh.
But yeah, going back to that, it's a loud podcast. You're engaging yourself in it, and I think even I look at it from the Ju-Jitsu side of things. You know, you go in there as a white belt, and sometimes it's not the most skilled or the most like talented people that actually get the rankings. It's just whoever stays there, who's ever involved the most. Because at the end of the day, if you're in that room, you're going to learn, regardless of how well you learn. Eventually, you're going to get to a better state.
You're talking about consistency there, aren't you?
is there anything you've learned from Jiu-Jitsu that you can apply to life?
Ooh.
So many, a lot of things, you know.
Can you tell us?
Yeah, of course.
I want to do Jiu-Jitsu. I want to get into that.
Do you know what? You do get a sense of like calming, because you learn by like rushing and moving too fast. You actually miss opportunities. So it's better to go a little bit slower and kind of plan ahead and strategize before you start making moves. Because at the beginning, you're really like anxious and nervous, and you're a little bit shaky, and you can tell when someone first starts. But as you start to develop, you get a little bit more balanced, a little bit more calmer, and you start to plan ahead and think about your strategy.
Because a lad I work with, Josh, who's done a podcast on here, he's done a lot of like different types of MMA, martial arts, but he does BJJ a lot. Yeah. And he said you find a lot of peace in it, because there could be a time where you could be near enough getting pinned or getting choked, and you have to try and slow yourself down in terms of thinking, how am I going to get out of this, instead of just panicking. But then you can then process that into then going for life. Then, because if you can do it in a situation with that bad, then you can put it out there. I thought that was a really good way to look at it.
It lowers your stress tolerance to things, because like you've said there, if someone's choking you, that's surely the most dangerous thing you're going to face in the day. So then when you come to like maybe sit at your desk and someone's having a go at you for doing something wrong, you're thinking, this isn't that challenging really. I've just faced life or death in that situation. So I'm going to handle this appropriately, and I'm going to keep on going about my day. But there's definitely lots of stuff you can learn from there. And I think one of the biggest things for me was just removing everything outside of my life and having an hour just to completely concentrate on something. So it comes back to meditation and mindfulness. When someone's trying to choke you, you can't think about anything else other than trying to get out or defending, attacking, and you forget about all your worries. And as you leave the gym, it kind of all starts coming back to you, and you're thinking about it differently.
Would you ever do BJJ?
Me?
Yeah. Because I was just thinking, like, there's times where you could be like, oh, I like it, and then Steve can be the one to help bring you down from time to time. But do you reckon that would help you and not rely on Steve, but Steve won't have to do the work.
Yeah, true.
You worry about doing it?
I do want to do it.
You should.
Yeah, I do want to do it.
We'll come to the gym.
No.
We can go together. I've got
What one is it that you go to?
So we go to Next Generation.
Next year, okay.
Next Gen.
Yeah.
So I don't know where the one in Liverpool is, but it's pretty close to the town centre.
Yeah, I know where it is.
You know where the one is in Liverpool.
I know where it, I don't know the area, but I know where it is. Obviously,
it's by the hospital, isn't it?
It's pretty close to the hospital.
It's close to there.
Yeah.
It's quite close to
yeah.
About 10-15 minutes. And then also just opens you up to different people as well. So many different people you'll meet in there that you never would have normally met.
But I think that just gives you like this calming. You've got this like calming nature, and I remember like the first time I met you, because how we met was like mad. It was such a weird story because I was recording in Chester with a friend. I was doing like some recording, and I'd moved up there for like a couple of months just to do. I was just didn't know what the fuck I was doing with my life, so I was like, fuck, I'll move up to Chester and do whatever. And my friend was like, let's go out to Heswall of all places. Like, what the fuck that? And she was like, yeah, let's go to Heswall. And we went to Heswall, and we went to this bar called Franklin's. Yeah. And I saw him, but and instantly I was like, oh my God, that guy's so like nice. He looks so nice.
Oh, so sexy.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to be fit.
Yeah. It wasn't even that. It was like you had this like aura around you, and I remember, and like that wasn't.
I just thought it was sexy when I see you.
I definitely thought that too. Oh fucking hell, you're sexy. You. No, I was just like, wow, there's something about him, and I remember looking over, and then, but you never came over to me, and I was sat there, and I was like, oh, do you know what? Like, I was like, do you know what? I'm leaving. I'm going. I can't be arsed with the like chase. I was like, I obviously. There's something about this guy, but he's not coming over to me.
Sounds like you fell in love straight away.
Yeah, I did. I think I did, you know. And then I said to my mate, I was like, right, we're going. I need to get out of here. Because I remember just feeling so overwhelmed by this, like, feeling. And I was like, I need to get out of here. And she was like, what the fuck? Like, we've only just got our first drink. And I was like, I want to go home. I want to go home. We walked out this bar. And it was like I hit this brick wall. And, like, this feeling was like, you can't leave this bar. It was like, I can't even, and I'm not a religious person, but like something was like, this is the person who you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Yeah. It was honestly the weirdest feeling I've never had. I can't explain it to you. And I grabbed my friend's hand and I was like, we need to go back up. We need to go back up and I need to speak to this person. And she was like, are you fucking messing? She was like, "What the fuck's wrong?"
Did you know it was me at that time though?
I didn't know you. I didn't know your name.
You needed to speak to me.
It was like this feeling of like you need something about. You need to go back and like you need some. You can't leave this bar.
What was your chat up line then?
His chat up line. Well, this
we had what you call a cute meet, innit?
Yeah. So then I went back up. I went back up,
jacket on the floor.
And as soon as I sat back down, you spun around
she
and
came back, and I was like, "Sound, she's back in." Because I guess this is the other side, isn't it?
Yeah,
I seen her in the corner of my eye, and I was like, "Sure, I say."
Your store,
yes. I'm thinking, okay, I like this. This is nice, and I sit kind of close, but not too close, you know. And then obviously she gets up, she walks away. We're looking at each other a little bit, like, "Oh, gutted." She's gone. That's devoed. You know, trying to think how I'm going to live the rest of my life. And then, obviously, you came back in, and there was a jacket on the floor. I thought, sound. I'm gonna pick this up, give it to her, build a bit of conversation.
I had a jacket on, by the way.
I was like, "Is this your jacket?" Tuna, mayo. Full spud on the floor. Love, is this your jacket?
I hate potatoes as well.
But no, a coat was on the floor. And I passed it over to her. And we just started talking there. Yeah. We sat down, I think I bought you a drink. Yeah. And it was just kind of snowballed, didn't we?
Yeah, and we didn't leave each other's side for like 2-3 days, did we?
It was like a week. Yeah. We got really lucky because I was off during Christmas. I said to myself, give myself 2 weeks off. Yeah. I'd never done that before.
And I was off.
You were off as
well.
Yeah,
because I was working in an office, and we just spent every single day together. And pretty. And
actually, we hadn't really spent much time apart till I think you went on holiday. Yeah. For 2 weeks.
I went to Canada. But other than that, like we've been inseparable. We haven't spent a day apart. Yeah, been crazy. Yeah. It's been nuts. To be fair. It feels like it's
Still
just
trying
been
to
like
get
one
away.
long. Yeah, it's been mad.
How long ago was that? So was that 3 Christmases?
No, it was
2.5 years, wasn't it?
yeah, 2.5 years.
We met 11th of December, didn't we?
Yeah, 11th of December,
Is that
2021.
the date? Yeah, 11th
Yeah.
of December.
Nice, nice.
How long was it before you started realizing oh yeah, no, this is the person, this is the one?
I guess you knew straight away, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think I knew it, but almost like
I was also not. I was,
you don't know. You're unsure. Like you're figuring it out in the moment, and you're thinking,
yeah.
I don't know. And actually, at times, your mind's like, nah, she's not the one. You need to go and do something else, get out of there, and then you check yourself and go, actually, hold on a minute. This is a really nice girl. She's very pretty. She's got a lot of things going on, and it's like we get along really well.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of keep developing and keep pushing. And I think that give and take thing, it's like it's happening constantly, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
for years.
And I also
never
knew I
fully,
had to change. Like I knew I could to be with someone like Steve, who was so like mindful and calm and like such a gentle person. I was like, he's not going to put up with me if I'm like some sort of like party girl. Like he's not going to put up with me. You're not going to, why would you stick around?
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to change. I need to be more like thoughtful and like if it was me, I needed to change. Like I needed to be. Yeah, you didn't really because you were just.
Well, I was like that though when I was younger.
Yeah.
I was the same. It was wild. But then just stuff happens, don't you? And you just mature and you change. But you were coming out of that before you met me, I think.
Yeah.
You were kind of on your way, and then I think we've just met and we've just helped each other, haven't we?
Yeah.
I think it's a stage in life you've got to go through, isn't it? That drinking side of it and all that. Because if you don't do it somewhere down your line in your life, you'll probably look to do it.
Yeah.
If you've done it, experienced it, you can move on.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
You kind of got to do them things to realise it's not what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is exactly it.
I think that is it. Yeah, you do it and you realise this isn't for me. But I think as well, it's like it's a lot of like it's school psychology, isn't it? And like you're very much still a kid, and I think people don't grow up from being that kid. They still live in like the school mindset, and they keep partying and keep drinking. But eventually, if you want more out of life, you almost have like a little awakening, don't you? And you kind of pull away from
Why
it.
do you reckon we do stay in the school of psychology then? Do you reckon that's because we never branch out as much as what we should? We don't.
Comfort, I think.
Yeah,
it's
we
what
stay
you
with
know.
our same friends,
Yeah.
same area,
It's easy to stay the same.
familiarity.
It's harder to change than it is to just stay the same.
Do you reckon it's hard to change, or do you reckon we don't want to give in to the peer pressure of other people's opinions
I think
on us changing?
Yeah.
It is hard to change
Yeah.
because it's like going against everything you've knew, and it's not easy to let go of things that you thought you were and your whole personality and go a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you've got people around you do like that too. Like, so I do think it is hard to change. Not if it was easy to do it, then everyone would be doing it.
Yeah, it's hard to change. Hard to stay the same as well, innit?
Yeah.
It is
It's
like,
like- You've got to fight to stay in that. Like you're resisting opportunities sometimes, and you're rejecting stuff that's coming your way.
I think
But
social,
obviously-
it's social pressure, isn't it? Where, like you were saying before, if you don't drink, you're boring.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a British thing.
Social-
And that was like the
Yeah.
biggest thing. I couldn't stand that people thought I was boring. I was like,
No, you are.
I was like, oh my god, someone thinks I'm boring.
I mean,
which is-
accept that. Like that. If that's
But
how
no-
they see it, and that's
But
fine.
at the
Yeah,
time,
don't
I
get
was
me
like,
wrong.
I can't accept that. Like, no one can think I'm boring. Like, but that was just me being entitled, and I was just like, I thought that in order to feel worthy, everyone had to like me.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, give a fuck.
Yeah.
But then you look at people who just do the same thing all the time, like drinking, and to me that's boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
you're growing and getting better and doing things with your life. So how is
Yeah.
that boring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're staying in the same place.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
to me is boring.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Because
I
it
agree, yeah.
seems like drinking's like the easy sociable aspect to continue to do each week,
Yeah.
and like you can go out, you can go party, go and drink, go and meet new people or whatever, go and stay with the same people. But it's easy to do that. So people like want to continue doing it, and if you don't want to be a part of that little clique anymore, then they see you as like the odd one out. Like you're weird. Why don't you want to do this?
Yeah.
And like you said, but both of you both said about the English drinking culture. But yeah, it's weird that you can be judged for not wanting to be a part of it.
Set up, innit?
I think it's also to do with the fact of like not many of us have long-term visions of our lives. We go to work, we plod along, we get to retirement. But the likes of yourselves, and have you got a goal when you look to retire?
Yeah.
And it's a young age that you're looking to retire.
35.
30. Well, that's
Yeah.
in the modern world, that's ridiculous, isn't it? But that's your goal. Because those people who just do a drinking culture and go to work 9 to 5, when they're 60, 65, they're still working. Quite often still doing that same routine. But they're waiting for retirement. And they can't do nothing because they haven't thought long. Like when people go, oh, I can't be bothered getting a pension, it's too much. It's a short-term vision. But you should have a long-term goal.
I think you subscribe to just the policies that are given to you, aren't you? Just you
I've had the conversation a couple of times in the past where, or a debate I should say, is it better to work hard when you're younger and enjoy life later, or is it better to enjoy your youth and then work hard a bit later?
I think there's a mix. I think you get like, you should never don't underestimate the power of like being young. Like I'm so glad I went to uni. I did all that crazy stuff. Like it was the best, and like I had the best time. But now I'm in my like mid-20s. I'm like, right, things need to change. And I think from now until I'm like maybe 30, maybe like 40, I'm gonna work my ass off to get to absolutely like get as much money and get like just be the most successful person I can be. And then when I get to like 50 and when we want to retire, then we can go and like jet off on boats and do what we want. Do you know what I mean?
You're still young enough.
You don't want to wait.
Yeah, because you look at like, especially Great Britain at the moment, like the retirement age is 67 at the moment. They're talking about pushing it to 71.
Really? 71?
That's what they're talking about. So kids in school today, if they don't get it right, they'll wait till the day they die. Because they'll never retire.
Yeah, that saying's actually becoming true, isn't it?
It is,
wait until the day you die.
So you've got to look and go, I need to take, because you are conditioned to go to school, work hard, get a job, get a house, get married, and they're the things you're conditioned to do. And you have to step away from that norm. Say like, no, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to do this, I want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and do A, B and C before the rest of the population's got out of bed. And that's, you got to put them hours in to get the benefits of it.
That's the switch, isn't it? Like you deciding what you want for your life and how you want to live, and it doesn't have to be like straightforward.
You taking control of you instead of
it's having ownership of your own life, but then going through the hardship of the obstacles that do come with it, and not backing away. So like you were saying before, like people will push away opportunities, but they're the opportunities that you need to embrace in order to grow. And even if you don't grow from it, you'll learn from it. But then that'll still come with growth as well.
But you said before, didn't you? You were saying about all the things successful, and you were saying about the failures. And as everyone says, you learn more about the failure. And as Jay said, if everyone's praising you all the time, let's put football analogy. Look at Nunes. We all praise him, but he never scores.
He tries, doesn't he? He's always trying.
Not football chat.
Football chat.
Oh, straight over my head. I don't even know who that is.
I saw like the little, I saw the little smile on your face. Go, who the fuck's that? Who's that guy?
No, it's true. If you don't take control of your life, you just kind of, it's just whatever life is given to you. That's what you're doing, and you're putting faith in powers that aren't yours. Do you get what I mean? You're giving power to other people, and I think you got to come away from that. And I think I'm grateful to be born the time I'm born, with like the people I'm around, my family, my friends, because it's given me a completely different mindset. And just having the internet and being able to access all that, and just being surrounded by those people, just give me another.
Do you reckon family plays a big part in it, or is it the individual that has the mindset to be able to change?
I'll be honest, I think a lot of it's your family. I think at a very young age, I think your family instill a lot of good things into you, and I think at times they probably put some bad things into you as well without realising it. And I think you'll probably observe and either watch what they do and copy, or watch what they do and make something new. And I think being a kid in those type of environments, you develop from that. And I think a kid that's in like a harder environment, you'll hear that they've had one good influence, they've seen one good sign, one good piece of action, and they've held on to it, and that's what's carried them on. So I think at a very young age, it's instilled. And I think a lot of later life is actually unraveling all the stuff you've learned as a kid, and then kind of healing all that and moving forward.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of mine, like wanting to do better, comes from you. You always like pushed me, and always told me to go and do better and try and be better. Yeah, he always said you were really.
I wish I wasn't listening at the time.
Yeah, you'd always like, you're a really shit son and get up my house.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
I remember that.
But like, I think that's where a lot of man does come from, because you'd always say, go and try this, go and try that. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Or it was even like the gym when I first started, going like 18, and I stopped going. Like, why aren't you going? It was always, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing it? And I never took that as a negative way, even at the time. I'd have been like, what the fuck are you talking to?
Yeah.
But I always took it as, no, like, he just wants me to do better. And it's always tried to push me then to be resilient all the time, and always try and fight back, and always try and just push more, do more, learn more.
But as you were saying there, then you see a lot in like boxers where, if you listen to a boxer's story, they were going down the wrong path and they got into boxing. And it's the coach, the trainer, who was a father figure to them and took them in the right direction. And like you said, sometimes it doesn't have to be a biological parent. It can be that rich dad, poor dad. I mean, that's
it does.
Yeah, it can be another individual.
Yeah, because when we had Kobe on,
be a book as well.
Yeah, it can be anything. It's just something that you relate to, isn't it? That you can take away. But we had a lad on here, Kobe, and he spoke about his upbringing. He grew up in Toxteth, and the person that was for him was his football coach.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and it was his football coach that was really good with maths, and Kobe was really good at maths. So we'd always sit his son and Kobe down, and they'd go through maths, but then he'd also give him like them life lessons as well. And he was the person that he always resembles to, and always tries to be the person that he may try and impress or try and always make proud or something like that. But like you say, it doesn't have to be a family member or anything. It can just be someone else that is just there for you.
Yeah, we're so lucky. Honestly, it's like I think about it every day, just grateful. And I think especially like our parents, they were a lot more like stern, and I think they were probably tough with them. And they probably got a lot more beatings and things like that. And I think that's why those guys will encourage us more to just go and like enjoy your life and like do what makes you happy. And it's almost like you're living for them in a way, because obviously they probably didn't have the same opportunities as us. That's
I think a person currently in Liverpool as well, that's doing a lot of big stuff for people like that to get up and go and do better is Luke.
Yeah.
I was literally going to say that, like, for me, like, when I started Shredfast, that was like a figure to look up to. Like, I didn't really have that in my life, do you know what I mean? And since I started doing that, it's like, I just,
do you do it every day?
I admire him every single day. Like, I just love what he says, how he is. It's like, I proper respect him, do you know what I mean?
And I know, and like, I'm not from here, you know, and I've, you know, we've become quite good mates, and, you know, been working with him and stuff, and it's like, I've watched how much respect he's got from other people, and it's actually mad. I've never seen anything like it. Like we were out in a restaurant once. We were doing some filming, and there were these like little kids, and they were like walking past, and they were like, "Fucking hell, that's Luke! Oh my fucking god, there's he!" And Luke was just like, "Oh,
that was you when you were younger."
And they were like, and he's so humble about it. He's not, you know, he's just like, "Thanks, lad," like, you know, and he's warmed by that, because I think he knows that what he's doing is like absolutely incredible, and he is inspiring, like, especially men. He's inspiring all these young kids that have like got maybe just absolutely no ambition at the moment. Maybe their parents aren't pushing them the way they want to be. They need to be pushed, and they watch Luke, and he hasn't come from like a rich upbringing at all. He's come from Liverpool. He's from here, and he's done so well.
I just don't know how you couldn't respect what he's done. You know what I mean? Obviously there's haters with everything, but like they're only hating because someone's doing
they're jealous. They're just jealous.
Literally.
Yeah.
He seems to have done all the hard things that he's needed to have done. He's still doing them, and I think that's what's building him up. And I think that's, if you keep on going down that path, then you can't be denied.
It's like we were saying before, he's priming himself, isn't he? He's constantly just adding stuff. He's just constantly adding stuff to his shelf, his accolades, everything like that. It's just he keeps adding, and one day he's gonna look back and go, "Fucking hell, that was some life."
It shows you can do it. People from Liverpool, like younger kids, like if he can do it, anyone else can do it.
Right. And I'm not gonna lie, just being at heel in general, isn't it? It's like another planet. Like when you go in there, you know, especially kind of like Luke's there. You've got like, you know, you've got Lee Harrison, you've got Joe, you've got the girls like Ellie, Dana, you've got like Helen. Everyone there is on a mission to be better. And just being around there, you're just like, Jesus
They are all
Christ, you've just got like electricity through your body because you're just like
their own community.
Yeah.
They've made their own space.
Yeah.
That when you walk in, you will feel that type of energy.
Yeah.
Because everyone will be just giving it off. Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to do better. And
It's
you walk in,
huge.
you'll be like, give me the kettlebells now.
Yeah, you just want to get
Yeah.
in. You just want to get in the hot room and just start
The
training.
more time
you
you
know?
spend there, the better. And that comes about the community aspect, isn't it? And
Yeah.
just sitting yourself with those people, even if you sit there and say nothing.
People and
you're gonna
energy
learn.
is a drug, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's contagious drug,
Yeah.
definitely. Because what I took from what Jay said there about, who was it, Lucas? Sorry.
Yeah, Luke.
Is it's never too late for someone to intervene in your life and
Yeah.
change your direction in life.
Yeah.
Because you always think like we get to a certain age where we go, I'm just in my routine now for the rest of my life, but it's never too late.
No,
Yeah.
it's never.
When you get to a certain age, you go, I'm too old for that now. But when you get a bit older, you go, no, I wasn't too old.
Yeah.
And I think it is always right to say, you know what, the opportunity's there, grab it.
Yeah.
I'll go for it.
Like I always take into the aspect of how long an actual year is. Like that might sound silly to say out loud, but when people go, oh, I'm 30 next year, but yeah, you've still got 3 years, and look how much you can do within like 6 months.
Yeah.
So now times that by 6, 10, whatever, however many months that you want to add on to it.
What's that thing they say about if you practice something 18 minutes a day, which is 100 hours a year, you're 97% better than the rest of the population. So like a guitar, which is never been put there by but if you practice it, just putting that little bit of effort in, whether it be half an hour a day, you're going to get better.
Yeah.
And like,
Compounds, doesn't it? It
Yeah.
builds up over time. I think that's what happens with your thoughts as well.
Yeah.
Your thoughts compound and they're building up on each other, and you don't realise it till you're a bit older because you've been harvesting all these thoughts for years.
Yeah.
And then eventually they amount to something. So I think, if you can inject something like that, then you're going to set yourself up for a good run.
Sometimes life's backwards, and you get the experience as you get older. You haven't got the facilities to do it, whereas you could get the... And like you said, they use the internet. The internet can be a major negative, but it can be a major positive.
Yeah.
Because you have, and you've got it next to your hand there, you've got it in that pocket. Yeah. You've got the world in your pocket.
Yeah.
No matter where you are, sitting on the tour, whatever else, you can be studying about the life.
Yeah.
If you're not careful of these things, like they can just absorb you, can't they?
Yeah.
And just take
It's
over
like
your life.
choosing between creating or consuming.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You've definitely read that in a book, that line, because that was a really good line. That.
Creating
or consuming.
It's the one who wrote.
Upselling.
Yeah. Well, this is what the
That actually is in a
coaching.
book that I was reading
Was it?
recently. Yeah. Fast Lane it is. Fast Lane.
Oh
Millionaire.
yeah.
And it says being a difference between creating and consuming. Creators attract more things and more wealth, and consumers are given more. Yeah.
Well, this is why, like with, like social media, that's kind of why I got into it, because I was watching videos and I was like, I could make these. Like, why the fuck am I watching this? I could do this myself, and that's how I got into it, because I was watching Ste make all these kind of like things for the CMOS, and I was like, well, I could do that, but better.
I don't know about better, but maybe social media definitely.
Yeah. No, not make the product.
Yeah,
Obviously, you are the king of that. But like in terms of like the socials and stuff, I was like, I wanna learn from you and then get better.
You smashed that,
I did, didn't I? I was like, I want.
smash that.
Steve taught me how to do it.
Yeah.
Steve taught me how to how to do it, and then I just got better and better and better.
So
and then,
funny when she like first started, she'd come up to me and like ask me questions and stuff, and it'd be like simple stuff on it. But now,
yeah, I was like,
I'm
how do I
asking
do
you
this?
stuff,
How do I edit this? How do I do this? And now people come to me for advice.
It's brilliant.
If he wasn't there, you'd still be stuck on that thing, wouldn't you? Because who'd you go to?
I wouldn't have. I would have worked in an office.
Well, this was the thing.
I wouldn't have
like,
done well. I didn't even really know about entrepreneurialism. Didn't have a clue about
It
that.
took me years. It took me like 5 years, 6 years to get anywhere. For like 5, 6 years, I was just in pure struggle. I was just fighting every day. I had no money. Was just like mentally down. And then all of a sudden, it just changed. I remember just saying to myself, like, however low I got, I was like, this is going to level up. Just keep at it. If you improve a little bit a day, it's going to level up, and eventually got to a good place. But like you said there, I had no one to ask questions to, so it took me longer. So she's done it 3 times, 4 times as fast, because she'll just ask me a question.
Yeah.
I think it means more when you've had to struggle too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It means more.
Yeah. It definitely does.
You have to go through that period.
Yeah.
I think.
Get him off again. Yeah.
I know, you need
Yeah,
to be.
but that's where, like I was saying before, like I'm big on like what builds your character. Like character building is what creates the person that you are, and you do have to go through them struggles no matter what.
It's necessary.
You've
got to face some type of adversity, haven't you? Otherwise, like you don't know what you're fighting against. If you're living that like comfortable level your whole life, what are you running from? Do you get what I mean? You just stay in it.
How are you going to be strong as well if nothing ever bad's happened in your life?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you have to seek it if you're in a comfortable environment, and I think that's probably what we've all really done, isn't it? We've seeked it, but also sometimes because things are so comfortable, you kind of create chaos in your mind and find things that are okay, but you find difficulty with them, if you get what I mean. I think it's where a lot of anxiety and that comes from, because we're so comfortable. We're seeking things that are challenging, but we're creating a challenge from just communicating, and the anxiety comes from just meeting a group of people. Obviously, it's natural to like anticipate meeting someone or be a bit nervous or whatever, but to the point where you don't go and it becomes hindrance, and because there's a lot of that I think now. Not to the point where our level we get a little bit nervous about going somewhere, but I mean to the point where like little girls, lads, they're just not leaving their rooms. They're just staying in all day, and the parents are worried. And so, because I do the surveying stuff, I end up going into a lot of people's homes, and I see a lot of people's lives. And I remember once I went into one guy's home, and he was the nicest man. It was in Liverpool as well, but his daughter wouldn't leave the room. And he was telling me like she's in a really bad way. She can't leave, and I just wanted to be happy. And I just thought, wow, like where's all that come from?
It's probably social media as well.
Do you reckon that's because they've got everything they need in their room?
Yeah. Why would they go and play in the field and go and play in the park? Like, why would they when they can watch endless hard, content on TikTok that just is like brain numbing? I mean, one thing that I'm massive on is like, especially in the last year, I've invested so much in my personal growth, like a huge amount of money into like learning new things and learning new programs. And now I've actually gone on to working with Connor. We do
snowboard, didn't you? You took a risk. You did like a really like 5-6K course.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm like, wow, I'd never do a 5-6K course.
Yeah. And I was like, I need to learn this new skill.
You did another 5-6-7K course, whatever.
Yeah, that was last year. I did one, and funnily enough, the course I first did, I now work for her and I sell her course.
Really?
Yeah, it's gone like a bit of a full circle. Yeah, so now I'm a high ticket closer now on top of like the coaching side. I mean, I work for a company in Dubai and a company in Liverpool, and I sell like high ticket courses for like 5-6K to people that want to like improve their life. So I'm so passionate about it because it's even though it's 5K or 10K or 15K, some of the offers I sell, they will change your life and you will become better. Like if you invest in yourself, you're never going to invest 5K and fail. Would you? Because why the fuck would you invest?
You're gonna make it work,
you're going to make it work. And I just think like if you invest in yourself, like if you find something that you're really good at, find someone that's doing it better than you. Take their course or get coaching from them. And just get better at it from them.
Are you trying to sell this to me right now?
Sold, yeah. I'm a high ticket closer.
I'm like, I can't wait for payday now.
Yeah, no, it's huge. It's huge.
No, it is. It's like, it's a shock because I've never really seen people do that. She just answers the phone and that's their job.
Well, no.
Spends an hour on the phone. Well, that's what I see.
That's
not the job. There's no phone.
No, but it's
you're
just
gonna get a slap in a minute.
Concept,
do not.
baby.
He's got a paintball gun.
There you go. And
a samurai sword.
You'll be getting it when you get home. No, but that's the concept. You're answering calls.
Yeah.
And
They're hot leads. They're hot leads that wanna.
You're getting a percentage of.
Yeah, they want to know how to like improve their life, so they get on a call with me, and I tell them like, this is the program, this is how it's going to improve your life, and we've got a good close rate because the program we don't sell shit, we sell good. It's a good program that will change your life.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But it's just
pretty
a job
good.
that I never knew existed. You're selling other people's courses, getting a big cut, and
Are you going to ask what is the program?
No, I'm going to ask what type of clients do you get?
Yeah, so this such a range. So the first program that I sell is I get a lot of kind of like young women who are just looking to completely change their life. They might feel a bit lost. How I was last year when I didn't know what. That's the majority of the people I sell to for this one. And then there's another one where they're really affluent people. You know, we've got lawyers, doctors who just want to completely like get away from the 9-to-5 life and go completely self-employed. That one's a lot harder because they're like very intellectual, and you need to be able to like overcome intense objections. You can't just be like, yeah, it'll be amazing, you can join this program, like how we can be with the first one. Like this one is like you have to be on it and so precise. You can't fuck about on these ones like that. This is big money. We're talking people handing over like 15k lump sum straight up to do this program. So you have to know how to sell. And there's a lot of training in the program that's kind of helped me overcome it. And I'm still learning now. I'm still going through YouTube videos. I'm still going on like TEDx talks and
constantly learning, haven't you? As soon as you stop learning, then you've kind of given up a little bit, I think.
Yeah, like even in the car, then I was like saving videos. Your mum was telling me like some people to watch, and I've got to go home and do loads of homework tonight. So.
Do you find it easy to focus, or like, because for me, like I have things I want to do, but I get so distracted.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that just depends like how passionate you are about it then, because if you're getting distracted, you're probably not as passionate as you think about it. Because like for me, sales and working with people and coaching, like social media and sales and like working with people, that is like my passion. I absolutely love it. I just love chatting. I love talking to people. I love helping people get better. Yeah. So for me, like there's no distraction in that. And when I was going through the program, I was just like, boof, boof.
So you're not working, are you?
No, it doesn't.
Because you enjoy
doesn't feel like I'm working.
Yeah.
It doesn't. And I'm sure that's how you feel about like with the CMOS. It doesn't feel like you're working.
It's not a job.
When we sell, it's just like
it's hard, but it's not a job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But what you're doing there, like, obviously you go to a 9-to-5 job type of thing. Your hard graft is gonna pay dividends in it.
Yeah.
2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
It's gonna pay huge dividends. Whereas 2 years, 10 years, 5 years, we're still 9-to-5. You haven't got an ambition.
Well, this is what they say. If you can work 8 hours for someone else, you can come home and you can do 2 hours working, starting your own business. Like start your own business. Like honestly, start your own business. Like there's nothing stopping you from going work. You're not like the majority of the people that I sell to and like I work with, they are in 9-to-5. They can't afford 5k straight up, and we do have payment plans and stuff that they can go on. So I just say, look. We only need like 2 to 3 hours, a day, an hour a day from you. In 3 months' time, we will there's a guarantee that we can help you replace that income for you, and then you can quit your fucking shit 9-to-5 job that you absolutely hate, that's making you miserable, and you can't even be home and see your kids. You can actually be around your kids and do the things that you love. So, yeah, I think entrepreneurialism is like
getting rid of Netflix, aren't you? Stop that 2-hour binge watching.
Yeah.
Well, do you know
why would you come home?
Netflix,
I get like we watch
we
Netflix sometimes we do, and we do watch some. We watched half a film last night, which was nice. Which we
don't always watch it, but
But like if you come home,
there's so much time in a day, it's actually mad.
And if you can come home after your 9-to-5, sit down and do like an hour of like an online course that you've paid for and you've learned and you're learning, in 3 months' time, you'll be a better person.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why the fuck did you sit and watch 4 hours of Netflix? I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I think
I
I can't comprehend these people now. I've just become this like, it's got to this point where in my life where I'm just like, I don't understand. I'm like, just do it. Yeah. There's no like, stop making excuses and just fucking do it. Like that's what. And that, do you know what? You'll see that when you meet Luke. He is
and Connor as well.
Connor, Luke, like these top elite people who have got to where they've got to be. They don't watch Netflix. They don't watch BBC iPlayer and shit about with all that. They read every night. Like Luke reads every night. He goes home and he reads and he prays and he does things to better himself. He doesn't do things to go backwards. And I think that's just being around that energy. You're just like, what?
It's like, what are those habits?
Like this sign here. I've just been reading this sign, like 10 things that require zero talent. Like, this is literally.
If you're growing a person, those are the habits you might suggest for them to do well. And I guess they do.
Yeah, like no one gives a fuck about your excuses. Like that is literally what Luke says. Luke said that to me once because I remember being like, I think I was just having a bit of a shit day, and I was like, oh. And I remember in the background, he just went, no one gives a fuck about your excuse.
I'm gonna try that next time.
Like, do you really think anyone? No one cares if you're having a shit day.
Yeah.
Just get away from him. Get away from us then. If you're having a shit day, take yourself away and go away and like sit in your room and cry about it. Or just get on with it. Do it. Exercise. Get up. Go and exercise. Walk the dog and get on with it. Just get the fuck on with it. I don't know. That's just...
It's massive.
Being around these people have just... My mindset has just
You
completely
can still
changed.
feel a little bit bad, but you've still got work to do.
Yeah.
regardless of how
You're
feel,
allowed to
innit?
feel shit. And like, don't get me wrong, there'll be days where I'm like tied to my hot water bottle, crying and sobbing at a sad film because I'm on, you know, time of the month or whatever. I'm still doing work. I'm still taking calls and I'm still like, still making money.
Shape up, haven't you?
Shut up, yeah.
Isn't it? Doing it,
Yeah.
regardless of how you're feeling.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I do whinge to you. Like, I whinge to you. You get the brunt of it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I would never whinge to anyone else.
No matter how successful you become, does it? You will have a shit day. After life.
Yeah.
You will always have them. Like, doesn't matter how rich you are, you will always have bad days.
And the sun doesn't stop shining for anyone.
Yeah.
It keeps going.
There you go.
Yeah. So
You could
true.
be playing for Liverpool and have a crap game and destroys your week, but you're on 400 grand a week.
Yeah.
But it still had the same effect on you.
Yeah.
Like you said, you got to pull your socks up and say, come, get on with it.
And that's it. Like, someone could say, like, oh, you look fat in that. Or like, oh, your business is shit. Or like, oh, the CMOS is shit. Or like, you know, Luke gets tons of hate all the time. And like, I'm sure it does get to him and it gets to me sometimes, or it gets to it can get to anyone. But you just have to get over it. And
There's a fella who I follow, Mark Manson, and he's like, you choose your hard. It's like, you choose, like, you know, it's harder not to work than it is to work. Yeah, work might be hard, but you're choosing your hard. It's hard to be fit, but it's also harder not to be fit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's like basically like what Steve said before. Like, you choose like what you want to do, and it's harder to grow, but it's also hard to not grow. Yeah, and you just got to choose your hard.
Jordan Peterson as well, isn't it? He says you choose your hard.
Yeah,
you get to pick which side you do. Both sides hard, but at least one gives you a potential of a better life. Do you know what I mean? And I think you know, sometimes as well, people think that their problems will be solved with money. You know, come back to the footballers. Everyone has a bad day. A lot of the time, it's more money, more problems. And I think actually, it's generally like
definitely
the more money you get, the more money you spend. You don't have more money sometimes if you don't organise it well. Sometimes it's just bad habits. I think it's looking at your habits first, isn't it? And looking at the habit of no one gives a fuck, and actually looking at yourself and being like, right, just shake this off. I need to just get this work done. And then I can look at maybe having a little bit of fun later, or further down the line.
Do you reckon though that the hardness comes from how easy the world is now? So if you go back 50 years, 100 years, you had to work, you had to go through it, you had to do whatever that was required of you to be able to do. But nowadays everything's so easy now. I think
there's options. There's options now. Like you know, like you speak to people and they're like they're still in their 9 to 5. You know, they get told when they can go on their lunch break. That was one thing I absolutely hated, was like working in an office and being told you can only have an hour for lunch. I was like, what? I had to I like being told like, oh, you can't go to the toilet because you have to do this, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, if you were late, you'd get like told off, and I was like, I can't live like this anymore. I cannot live like this. So that luckily nowadays there's more choice. There's definitely more choice. And I think back in like the day, like especially with my parents and stuff, you could be self-employed, but it was hard because there wasn't the internet. It was harder to grow. Whereas nowadays, like, it's easy to grow online. It's so easy to get big on social media. It's being consistent. It's believing in your brand and being like the personal brand. Like with Shredfast, he is the brand. He is his personal brand. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, really. I think as well. Nothing against the 9 to 5. It's like that just wasn't right for you.
Yeah.
I think some people they enjoy that lifestyle.
Comfortable,
The
some
consistency,
people like that.
the structure, and I think that works for them. And sometimes the entrepreneurial lifestyle, it will guarantee there's going to be like up and down constantly. Obviously, both ways are up and down, but there's going to be large portions of being an entrepreneur where you've got no one around you and you've got no money, and you're going to have to figure some type of way out of there. But for me, that was the best situation for me to be in, because I only want to depend on myself. I never want to have to depend on someone else, which is what that kind of a job gives you. You've got someone to blame if something goes wrong. If you're an entrepreneur and you're on your own, you can only blame yourself. And for me, that's growth. Like, one thing I realized with like supermarkets and big chains and McDonald's and things like this, your complaints help them. So even in complaints to us and when people have tiffs and stuff, it's important to listen because that can help change a behavior that maybe isn't that good. So if someone complains to McDonald's about pickles or something, they'll make a version without pickles and it'll increase their revenue. So just having that like perception that, you know, change is good and negative feedback is actually positive feedback because it gives you the ability to change it where you are. Yeah.
I think we chatted the other week when there was a bit of trolling going on, wasn't it? But like you said, we're in it. You could pick out, well, actually, he's got a point there. He's got a point there. Even though he's having a go, there's little points you could drag out and go, actually, I see the point in that.
No, he didn't have a point.
No. Who was this?
It was just some like kid on Twitter. Just
Okay.
It was a clip from Jay's podcast, and it's been taken out of context, but also the clip got shortened as well. So it looked like we were saying things that we were actually talking about in that sense. But it just got kind of spiraled.
Turned around and said, like, we haven't struggled, so we don't know what we're talking about. I'm giving advice, and like, my life, I've struggled so much. So for like for you to say that, you've only watched a 10-second clip. How are you even commenting on it? And then he turned it around and made it as if because we hit back at him, it's about my mental health now. So he played victim. So it was like.
That's hard.
But my dad decided to be the adult in this whole thing and be like, no, we can take something out of it. But on me, I was like, talk about me and my mates like that on my brand.
Come on, come to the podcast.
I mean, but like honestly, my thing with social media is like there's no such thing as bad press.
No.
Like if someone says something bad about you, it can only mean that like you're doing really well. Because if someone says, and like try not to get offended by it, like honestly try not to get offended. Just take it as like, sweet.
Having haters is a good thing.
Yeah, honestly, it actually is. Like and you should like feed off that energy. Like the fact that he's even commenting is like, sweet.
Like who's got
you're growing.
Time to do
you're
that?
growing.
You know what I mean?
Even though it may not be the comments that you like, you're growing.
You don't have the time to comment. You can look and see, but it's like, it is what it is. When you look at someone like Andrew Tate, for example, his whole marketing strategy was he said things that
to get people to hate him.
It was the complete opposite thing, and he just said things that people didn't want to say, and because of that, it grew him, and he became one of the most famous people in the world, and still is, really, isn't he? Until like he got put in jail and
because if you say the name Andrew Tate to someone, they're more like gonna go, fucking hell him, but they know him, they know who he is. But like 2 years ago, no one knew who he was.
In reality, he's not that person who's on the camera. He's meant to be quite a chilled guy. He's quite nice, and he's not like that. Do you know what I mean? So he's
probably
just
like
saying
you.
those things to build a business, isn't he? He's just building a business.
Yeah, he probably didn't even get arrested. It was all part of it was like a scheme to get him to get him so big. And fair play. Whatever.
I think he could get locked up.
There's a UFC fighter who done that, Colby Covington. Like he made like this persona and character about himself, and he hated everyone. Like he would just chat shit about everyone. But then when people actually met him, when there was no camera, they're like, "Oh my god, he's so nice, such a nice guy." But he just knew how to play the cameras and how to big himself up more. He just sold himself.
It's not real world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just a game, really, isn't it? Your real world's the people who you interact with every day.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah, it's like when we turn these cameras off in a minute, we'll all be dickheads to each other.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm planning who I'm going to assassinate for.
Who you're going to armbar
Chloe's going to lock the door.
I tried to figure out why you've got a brown belt with you as well.
Got the samurai with me. Well, this tea actually. But no, it's good. You got to have that about you, haven't you? You got to be able to go back and forth. You got to be able to take criticism. Got to be able to say things that are hard to say as well. If you see your friends or your partner have a certain behavior that's not good, it's like, don't have a go, but say it in a certain way that they can receive it. So a lot of times when you're growing up, your parents will want to stop you from doing something, and they may shout at you, and it may be like the only way they can communicate you to stop that. But sometimes you can reject that. But instead of I don't know, other ways you go about sitting them down, having a different conversation, going for a walk, and kind of creating that type of environment and changing the behavior that way. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just to put it on parents shouting, but it's work environments, it's everywhere. Sometimes the only way people know how to communicate is just aggressively.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
It's just taking control.
It's time as well, doesn't it? People haven't got time anymore, so it's a short, sharp shock of just have a go, shout at you.
Do you mean time is impatience?
time as in like I've got everything to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like say people are busy 24/7, aren't they? Whereas as a parent, the easiest thing to do is shout at the child not to do it instead of educating the child why not to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's built up emotion, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Like, in a work environment, someone's been sending you funny emails or something, I don't know, and it just builds up, and then you kind of let loose, don't you? Yeah, and I think there's better ways to go about it, isn't there? There's better ways to communicate, and generally people fall out just from a lack of communication. Or
I think people don't know how to communicate properly.
I think most people don't know.
I think communication is like one of the biggest things.
Not to move responsibility away, but
yeah, I think it is. I think it is. Like I noticed that. Like especially like in people who are maybe like introverts. Especially with introverts, like they might feel like communicating is just so overwhelming for them. But to be able to communicate properly is so important.
It's a different level of communication, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you'll come across them people, and when they start speaking, you just listen because they know to communicate. You just want to be able to listen to them. But the amount of times you'll hear someone open their mouth, you think, "Oh, they're just chatting shit." Shut up. But they are.
It's also like if you're sitting in a group, like if you sitting there now eating or something, and you've known each other for a long time, you're just chatting. How many phones will be out on the table and people will be looking at them and pressing them? We communicate more with people who we're not with.
So true,
we are with.
That's true actually.
Like neighbour Ray went out with his daughter one day for lunch or a dinner, and he said, "I might as be. You haven't been off your phone." Yeah, but it was only the two of them having lunch together. But like communicate with me, the person in front of you, and not the person who's on the other.
That's sad. Yeah.
I seen a thing, and it's like people who like when they're sitting with someone and someone's on the phone, like they feel like they're being rejected. I seen that on like an Instagram thing, like it's the same feeling as being rejected.
Someone's making you seem not as important as whatever going on.
Or if you've just said something and like it's gone over their head, and because they're on the phone, and it's like, well, I'm trying to tell you something and connect with you, but you're not bothered.
You're describing his mother.
Cut that bit out.
That is a big thing though, isn't it? Like a very, very big thing. There has been times where I've been out with people, and this was like talking a couple of years ago, probably a bit longer, like where I'll be walking and talking to someone, and I'll have a full-blown conversation and wait for their response, and they're just like
on the phones.
Like then they go, "What? I'm not saying it again."
Yeah.
But that's what it is though, isn't it? It's all about that actual connecting with people and actually being present in the moment, because them moments of that present time is not going to happen again.
I'm not gonna lie. I need to get better at that. I think so, because I can be sat at the dinner table and I'll be on my phone and I'll be like replying and posting and talking to clients or whatever, and
you gotta have time.
And you're like, babe, put your phone down and like just eat.
It's more for your mind, isn't it?
That's just me though. Like food is never at the food's never at the top for me. It's always like
video things to the American lad, and he's got a camera set up, and he's sitting on the end of his bed, and it's about his little 3-year-old walks in, and he's like that on his phone, but his 3-year-old walks in there, and she's hesitant as she's walking towards him, because he's on his phone. But then he does another video where he's just sitting there, and when she walks in, she sees him and runs straight out to get in, and he picks it up. He said the difference the phone makes of how my child interacts with me is just out of this world.
Oh, that's sad.
It's a little bit like you're standing there and having a conversation with someone, isn't it? And your kids, like, they're going to be unsure. They don't want to interrupt you directly, are you? And
but that's when you think about it, two people having a conversation, you're hesitant to do that, aren't you? But it's the exact same thing with a phone, isn't it? They might be having a conversation with someone halfway across the world or whatever, but you still don't want to have that interruption. But all what you have to do is just put it down, and that's it. You're not telling it to go away, you're not doing anything, you're putting down a device that's been man-made. Like even the thought of having my phone off now for like 2 hours, it's been 2 hours, I'm like...
well the thing is...
It's been on airplane mode, and I know that it's going to be chaos when I get back on it. I just know it. Even on a Sunday, it is just constantly people...
The modern phone is designed to create an anxiety, isn't it? Your little icons popping up on your WhatsApp or on your Instagram are red. But that's a danger sign to us. I've got to look at that.
Have you ever seen, is it called The Social Dilemma?
It is. I've not
on
watched
Netflix?
Yeah.
I've not seen that.
Well, sit down and watch the whole thing on Netflix. So, which... that's why I told them to watch it.
We will.
So
a 1 hour Netflix to watch that.
So what they done, they got all these people that used to work for Google, used to work for Facebook, and they brought them all in,
What's
And
it called? The
social dilemma. And they were able to get these people to open up about how the social media really work and how it keeps you interested. So if you haven't used Facebook, for instance, for a while, and you haven't been getting notifications, they will just send a random notification to your account, so it'll come up on the phone, just to bring your attention back. And Instagram does it, Twitter does it, Google can do it, and they know how to be able to play, and they can see, if I'm correct, the accounts that aren't as active as others, and they'll find a way to be able to reel you back in, and it'll just be like, oh, you've got this many friends, do you want to see if you want to follow them or whatever, something like that. Oh, you've got a mutual friend with this, come and follow this person. It can be anything along them lines, and it'll just make you pick your phone up and just go and check it and be like, oh, and then you're back on Facebook then, and it just gets you reeled in like that.
You're in the cycle then, aren't you?
It sounds like a book I've read as well, like Stolen Focus, and it's like social media knows like your personality, so it purposely gives you things like that you like, so you're hooked on it.
Cookies, that's no one says accept cookies. Cookies are just a thing to say, oh yeah, like I accept you to be able to go into my phone, so then when you go into Facebook again and it comes up like, oh, I was looking at them shoes before because it's come up in that fit, because the internet and the algorithm works together, and then it'll make you go onto the shoes, and then before you know it, you've bought something else, but it's all through online. It's clever.
It's a virtual drug. That's what it is. It creates an addiction in you, doesn't it?
I always remember seeing a picture of someone, and it was just like art kind of thing, but it was like a person's hand, and it was all needles representing drugs, but each needle was like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. And it was showing that it is just another addiction.
Oh,
Tinder, Grindr.
The thing is,
which one are you? That shows what you're interested in.
do you know what? It's happening slowly as well. Because I think if someone give you this device and it just started beeping and you were like, what the fuck? You put it away because it's happened really slowly. The notifications have got more and more. And now you know that that's a dopamine hit almost. You want to see it, don't you?
Yeah.
And I think it's going to get worse, really.
Because they say dopamine hits are really high, come from like likes. So if you only get so many likes on a picture, you don't get the dopamine rush that you really wanted to put it up. So you delete it, or you re-put it up, or you put something else up like straight after, because you want to be able to see like. It makes you feel better about yourself.
I remember upgrading my phone years ago when like the memory in them was minute. The lad said,
memory card.
But the lad said, he said every 12 months it's anticipated you'll need twice as much memory, and that's in the future. And when you think about it, some of them are like nothing.
54 gig. Got 54 gig, I think.
They just keep going up and keep going up.
You can get iPhones now that are a terabyte.
That's what it is. Because the amount of, like you say, the amount of things that
I need that though. I need that now. Like, I thought I did. When I got this, I was like, 54 gigs, great. And now
it's the cloud, isn't it? Everything's on there.
Just now, everything's just full, and I need to get more.
I'm gonna need to go to the toilet, I think, though. Like I've been bursting.
So have I.
Put me hand up.
Well, we'll take a 5-minute break, and then we've got about 20 minutes left. And then we'll finish it today. I'll show you. I need to run myself.
I need to go as well.
You need to go.
I need to go.
Oh my God.
Do I stop recording now?
See, this is what I mean. My phone just goes. It's just chaos.
You quit getting up there.
What?
You like getting up, Sorry, mate, you getting up?
Oh God.
Do you need the toilet flush?
Yeah.
And you and me. Okay. But you want to go that you drive upstairs. And me dad. That's what you did. Just missed this one. Oh God.
That's funny. So you work for tourists, don't you?
Yeah.
So I did work for Savills.
Oh, did you?
Do their stock condition surveys.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really good. Like.
Where did you work? Did you work with tourists?
I don't work. Well, we tour. I did the houses. The tourists would go and.
Yeah. Where did you work? What location?
I worked in Liverpool, Warrington,
St Helens.
St Helens.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God,
St
what's
Helens.
that?
I actually preferred St Helens to Liverpool.
Did you?
Felt like, because I used to knock on the doors.
Yeah.
And they used to think I was coming to do like an inspection.
Yeah.
But I was just doing like well, I guess I was doing an inspection, but it was a survey to see if they needed any improvements on the property. And I'd get the most stick in Liverpool, as opposed to St Helens. Everyone was nice to me.
Yeah.
Until I went to, there's a place in St Helens. Have you been to Little Iraq? In St Helens, so funny. Apparently it's called Little Iraq, and it's like this little cul-de-sac with just flats of council houses.
Yeah.
And apparently, like 5-6 years ago, it was a nightmare there.
Yeah.
But obviously they've removed a lot of the drugs and yeah.
I like that Little Iraq.
Every time I went there, I was buzzing. I was like, I'm in Little Iraq. Look at me. I'm not. But then obviously you knock on people's doors and people living in shit houses and yeah.
That's it.
Well, so what do you do for them?
I'm a house knocker, so I'm knocking on doors all day.
Oh, but are you doing? Is it like a noted thing that you do? Like, do they know you're coming?
No, we're just our role changes in. Actually, next week is it? Not next week. The week after. Yeah, our role changes where we're taking back the antisocial behaviour again into our role. So our role day-to-day habits and management. So dealing with complaints, dealing with. I think the easy way, as someone described it, what other departments don't want to deal with, we deal with. Or just rubbish thrown at you and stuff like that and all sorts.
It's not good, man. It's like it's not nice how like that circle is. Yeah. It's obviously not the people. It's not the housing people's fault, and it's not like the people working. It's just it's not set up to encourage like positive behaviour, is it? It's like they should be notified when someone comes. Yeah. But I was just knocking on people's doors, like I'm here to do a survey on your house.
And you know what?
Give me 15 minutes, whatever.
I guarantee, like about 2 weeks later, someone else will knock on the door.
And someone does
say the exactly same thing.
Yeah.
Because as an organisation, we're so uncoordinated. It really is.
Yeah.
It's just there's too many chiefs and too many teams that no one knows what anyone's doing.
Yeah. Everyone's self-contracted, aren't they? Yeah. Or subcontracted. Sorry. And they're just brought in on that sense. Yeah. I noticed that, but that's like vulnerable people, isn't it? Yeah. That's the most vulnerable people in the country, really. People in those environments.
Put your phone down.
Do you know what? I've not looked at my phone once, boss. These type of things are good. Yeah.
Should I stop recording or?
No, it's fine, because when I go into the post there, the part I can literally just chop that part and delete it.
Yeah.
And just carry on from it.
Oh, yeah.
You can do it now if you want. Oh,
I've enjoyed this. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank
you for having us. Yeah.
Really informative.
Yeah. Main thing I'm taking away is that I feel so much better at the minute from the tea.
Yeah.
I really do. Like I said, I don't know if it's subconscious, but my nose and everything, like even my chest.
Really?
I don't feel.
It will provide
fair,
like.
I do as well, and I've been sick like the last week, the last couple of days. Sorry, like I've been really run down. So
sorry, lads, but you only went in the garden, rubbed a load of
I took your mum's stuff and put that in there.
No, it is like
all your flowers are chopped, the grass, like a big patch in the grass.
You do have like you
is
do create. You've got like some really good recipes for like certain things. He's got this one tea. It's like a focus tea, and it's not got caffeine in it. Has it got caffeine?
I've made a few different variations.
But
of
the
it.
one
Made
you
one
made
with
me,
caffeine and one without caffeine.
Because I can't
one
have
with
caffeine. It
good.
makes sends me west.
Yeah,
Just sends me absolutely west. Same in my heart, and then I get all sweaty, and I just can't.
Do you know?
Yeah,
why
so
I think that
you
is?
made this tea.
It's cortisol, isn't it? Your coffee.
Yeah.
Cortisol, and if you've already got a high cortisol and you have your caffeine as well, that's where it. Yeah. Because I can have coffee sometimes, and other times I can't.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more stressed. I can't.
But you've made this tea, and it's like you made it for me once, and it was I was so like, and I am already like I was just so focused and so on the ball and just like so dedicated to what I was doing. It felt like I'd had coffee, but I didn't have like the sweats or the anxiety. It was
ginseng in.
It was insane.
How do you find the recipes?
Just search online. I just I'll search for hours.
And we've got like a whole
buy the
room.
herbs,
We've
search,
got a room
test.
like bigger than this, and it's just full of ingredients
Wow.
and herbs. Yeah, it's
That's
literally a
unfair.
big lab full of all
I'm
this.
a bit like a witch, you know what I mean? I just start making little
Yeah, he's got like a
potions.
cauldron of
I'm a fair
stuff.
wizard. I'm a wizard.
You're like a little. You
Yeah.
are like a little wizard.
Yeah,
You've got like a cauldron, and you. Sometimes I'll come in the kitchen and it'll be an absolute shithole.
I know, yeah. Got me robes on.
Yeah,
Hey,
your
listen
hand.
to me.
Put the samurai sword down. Sorry.
Yeah, put it down. No, we have a lot of fun, don't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's loads of recipes out there. Because if you think about before pharmaceutical drugs got involved, it was all herbal drugs. Yeah. But as time's gone on, we blasted all the herbal stuff, and the pharmaceutical stuff is like taking a rise. Obviously, it's got its place. We need it. We need antibiotics. We get infections. It heals us fast. But a lot of things can be solved with a couple of herbs in a cup and in a drink. Yeah.
I think it's interesting what you said there about the coffee and cortisol. When you're stressed, quite often people will reach for the coffee, which is then compounding the problem. Instead of alleviating it. Yeah. It's a bit like smoking in a way. Like you'll smoke to alleviate stress, but actually you're creating more stress because as you smoke, your cravings get stronger for cigarettes, and you want more cigarettes within a shorter time. And you think the answer is a cigarette, but it's not. It's like you need to come away from that. I know that from I used to smoke years ago, and I always used to come back to that. But coffee's a very similar thing. It's your tethers in your brain, isn't it? And you're shortening the tethers, and you want to try and increase them to lower your stress levels.
Yeah.
Where can we buy all the stuff that you get?
So the teas aren't on the website yet. If you need a tea, you just message me, tell me what you need, what's going on.
The Royle
I'll make
Minerals
you
account.
something. Or the Royle Minerals Instagram, or our website, royleminerals.com. So Royle Minerals spelled without an A and with an E at the end.
So Royle.
Issues when we first started, we used Royal as it's spelled normally, and then later down the line I found out you can't use the word royal because it's in relation to the Queen. You have to get the Queen's blessing. So we had to change the wording.
Couldn't you get the Queen's blessing?
Well, dead, innit? No, I'm working on it. I'm losing the king. She died before I could speak to her. I was on my way to Buckingham Palace and that. She died now.
Oh no.
That's the king. It's actually one of my things in the back of my mind. You just think, one day they're going to be like, you can
if
use
you
that
get
word.
it in the palace, you get the royal stamp, don't you?
Yeah.
Things have the royal stamp.
HP sauce.
That's it,
Mustard.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, if it's got the little crown, it means that it's been royal
Used
family
in the royal
approved.
family.
Well, it's been approved by them. Like they use that product. Like
'cause
Hellman's mayonnaise.
Wasn't it isn't HP brown sauce was the Queen's favourite sauce?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it was called.
Kellogg's basics, but they'll have the royal stamp on it to say
Yeah.
that they're in the household.
Yeah.
Coats his food in HP, It's
Yeah,
mad.
it does.
He
Chicken.
loves it.
He'll have like chicken and potatoes smothered in HP sauce.
He can't taste much. His nose is really blocked, but he can taste.
Yeah, he's got
sauce,
polyps, hasn't he?
so he just smothers things in it. Yeah, it's
Have you not give him any tea?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I haven't. I need to give him some tea. Yeah.
I think that might be the solution there.
Yeah.
Missing out.
Yeah, tea with HP sauce in it.
Yeah. Little doubts.
So if I came to you and said, Ste, I want something that can help with my sinuses, help with focus / brain fog, would you be able to provide me with them?
I can make you something for that. Yeah. With brain fog, I don't find much tea to alleviate the brain fog. But the sea moss will do that for you. That's more your micronutrients. There's a lot of funny herbs out there. Like the amount of concoctions I've made.
Horny goat weed is my favourite one.
It's your favourite one.
A fun experience because I knew
Hilarious.
guys
Hilarious.
a lot of guys struggle to get it up and have that. And I thought, wow, I've got a business here. I'm gonna solve this business.
Yeah.
Gets bigger and bigger. But I went down this rabbit hole of learning and experimenting, and sometimes we'd have the teas and stuff, and we'd have a laugh with it. But I found this tea that it's like a happy tea. It's called Blue Lotus, and it's banned in a lot of countries except for the UK. So this tea, it gives you dopamine, and it makes you feel a little bit high. So sometimes I'd put this in. Well, I'd let her know first. I'll put it in our tea.
He wouldn't.
I'd put it in our tea.
Yeah.
And we and we relax. But what I'm saying is, there's just so many like funny things out there that you can have. But yeah.
But yeah, I remember you saying, "Oh, we've got this herb. I've got this herb called horny goat weed." And I was like, "That sounds like sounds like the thing that Harry Potter takes when he goes swimming and he turns into
a fish.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, we get the gills.
Yeah, that sounds. And I was like, "Am I going to turn into like a little goat?"
It stimulates the blood flow in your body, and then it makes you a little bit more horny, a little bit more warmer. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. I'll bring you some.
Would you have you ever made the tea with it? Have you ever made the tea where it can help with physical performance, as in like going to the gym or going to the Shredfast? Instead, sea moss.
That's what Luke takes.
For me, I think stuff like that. Mushrooms are really good. Your cordyceps. Cordyceps for me is massive increase in stamina. You take it for about 3-4 weeks, and you'll notice yourself putting a bit more work in. I know Changa's quite good as well, but cordyceps is generally the best one, I think. If you want to notice like a physical improvement.
Yeah, because there'll be days like after I finish work, even though working in school, it can be like really physically demanding, and I can go to the gym after, and I'll be like,
you go to the gym after work?
After work. I was going before work, but then I thought, no, I enjoy the environment after work, so I feel like I work out better when I go there and want to go a bit more. But I was going in the morning before work sometimes, but then it will be times I'm like, I feel like I need like a Monster or a pre-workout kind of thing. Like I need like that caffeine, and most of the time I don't even feel like it has any effect on me. I feel like I just want to have it.
It's that sugar.
It's mental sometimes as well, isn't it? Also, it's electrolytes. Your body's just missing key things.
Yeah, I was taking electrolytes for a little bit as well. But then when I put creatine in it, a good mix.
Yeah, and lime.
Salt and lime. That's generally what we'll try and have in the morning.
Yeah, that's what that's what Sarah says, isn't it? So she's the nutritionist at Shredfast. She always says to me, she's like, just have salt. Just when you finish a Shredfast workout, just put like a pinch of salt in some like clean water and Himalayan salt. Pink salt. Yeah, Himalayan pink salt's fine. Just any like natural formed, not the shitty salt that you get from Sainsbury's. That shit is crap. Yeah, table salt's awful. Honestly, that shouldn't even be in your house. They don't even know why that was ever made. They don't know why that was ever even in anyone's house. I saw it in your dad's house the other day, and I was like,
it's cheaper to make. They broke down the salt and mixed it with other ingredients, but as we've got better at producing things, it's probably easier to just harvest it and sell it, but obviously growing
more expensive, isn't it?
You're willing to pay more now.
But yeah, you don't need all this kind of like pre-workout stuff anymore. You just need water and salt, and that's how you replenish your body.
Your diet
and sea moss
gives you energy, doesn't it?
Yeah,
if you're not eating good stuff. It's hard
big,
as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you're big on your diet, aren't you? Like I'm big on it, but like he's
really what are you big on?
Just
put you on the spotlight.
I'm a health freak, like I proper like, just think about what I'm eating. Don't get me wrong, like on a Saturday I'll have a day where I just eat what I want, but like through the 6 days I'm just like really.
What's your kind of routine? What do you eat? Like you eat the same thing every?
Yeah, same thing. So I eat a lot of steak, a lot of eggs.
I love steak and eggs, man.
And then like I'll have a bit of chickens from rice, and then just like Greek yogurt, berries, honey.
Greek yogurt's the one as well, isn't it?
Greek yogurt's amazing.
Just curbs those cravings.
Nice.
I just stick to that, like, and it does me. Do you know what I mean? I feel great from it. I've got so much energy, and
do you know what I find?
Good.
Like when I've been recently on holiday, and I was indulging a little bit more. I was having like natural wines, was having a bit of fun, drinking cakes, or eating cakes.
Drinking cakes.
And, well, we may as well have been drinking them, to be fair. But now I've come back, my sweet tooth's like sparked again, and I'm like looking for it, and I've like almost got to really combat that and curb it, just to get myself back to that level again where I just don't crave it anymore. But yeah, it's like the more you do it, it's addictive. It's your mind's chasing it.
I think one of the hardest things to control is your diet. Like the temptation, because like bad foods are everywhere you look. On your telly, it's pushed on you. Advertisement. Like you go into a shop and it's all the bright food. Like it's all like in your face, like the bad food first, in it, and then the fruit and that's around it. Like kind of like
have you noticed the way a lot of fast food places, they've got a certain type of colour schemes, like McDonald's is red and yellow, KFC's red, Burger King's got red, Subway's yellow, And then you go to like a chippy, it's probably got red. It's because the certain types of colours, what you were saying before, it indicates danger. So, but that also indicates hunger as well. And then I'll make you want it more.
Like Mackey's with the cheese.
Yeah.
Really yellow cheese.
Yeah. No, the cheese. There's something in cheese that
it's addictive,
like a morphine effect on you, but it gives you the feel good factor. That's why you get a fillet of fish and someone stuck a lump of cheese on it, which you never do.
Yeah.
But it actually creates an addiction.
Yeah.
A feel good addiction.
Yeah.
When you see it next time, you go, oh yeah.
Isn't melted cheese as well more negative for the body than just eating cheese unmelted?
Really?
Yeah, like so there's a few lads in work, they tell me, they say, oh, I love melted cheese.
Yeah.
But when cheese melts, I'm not going to try and say what it is because I won't be able to actually say what it is because I don't know. But if you melt cheese down, it releases some type of chemical within it, which is actually not as good for us than just eating like just normal cheese.
Well, cheese is a bacteria anyway, isn't it? It's a byproduct of milk, isn't it? Cheese. So
But I love melted cheese though.
Do you know,
I know,
do you know
so
what's
do
mad?
I.
It's like you actually, when you're eating, you're creating yourself, aren't you? So everything you eat, it becomes you,
You
doesn't
are
it?
what you eat.
Yeah, you are what you eat, isn't it? And like you said, it's the hardest thing to control. And if you can control that, forget like the gym, forget everything else, you're going to live a long and quite happy and joyful life, aren't you? The food's at the centre of the table.
I feel the healthier you are, the happier you are.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that's because you're more in control of like what you're saying there, more control of your diet, more in control of yourself, then you're
more
allowed to
energy, like you feel better about yourself. It just like
So if you go out for like dinner and stuff, would you have like, would you eat clean or would you have a pizza or anything, or would you just?
It was going like, if I went well through the weekend going out like on a Saturday or Sunday, like I'd probably have a day where I'd get like a bit of pizza or you know what I mean, like because I do like them type of foods, but it's just not indulging in them.
It's just not.
You can have a healthy pizza as well. It doesn't it just depends where you get your pizza from. The Domino's
we make our own pizza.
Probably not good. It's not good for you. But
no, not at all.
You go to like a wood smoked pizza. It's like freshly made base. It's only 3 ingredients really, isn't it? It's flour, salt.
For example, picnic. It's like healthy fast food as well.
Yeah, so you went there, then yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were gonna go to
no, Friday.
I love picnic. But we went picnic instead, and we come away feeling better for eating healthier.
I remember you saying, because you were terrible on chippy, weren't you? You used to be terrible on chippy, and you went away from it. Well, obviously Chinese, you went away from it. And then
love Chinese as
well. Yeah, that's great, isn't it?
And after eating healthy, you went back and you had a meal and you realised just how stodgy you felt.
Yeah, I felt really bad after eating it.
Yeah, Chinese is so bad.
Away from it, and then you go back to it and you go, hold on, that's not good. That. I had that when I went plant-based. I was vegan for like 4 years, and what I noticed was when I came back, the food, it was like sometimes it wasn't actually that nice. It was more just the thought of that thing was what was nice about it. And then like I broke it down a bit, and then eventually I like the taste of meat and stuff now, but it became just about fueling my body and giving me protein. And I wasn't that actually into how it tastes, but you kind of get accustomed to it, you flavour it in a way. But actually, like plain chicken on its own is not that nice. Do you know what I mean? But you flavour it and you make it taste nice, and it's those things that make it taste nice. That's what you want, isn't it?
What's your opinion on like veganism and vegetarian?
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a really good thing, and I think if you're a good vegan in terms of you having the plant-based whole foods, I think you're probably going to live longer because you're putting less demand on your body to process down food. You may not be as muscular because you're not getting as higher protein. But I'd imagine you'd live a lot longer. And
did
actually,
you feel better?
I did feel pretty good, but I don't think my diet was that good. I'll tell you that my body didn't smell as much. I had no like bad odor on my body. As soon as I started eating meat, I started to smell.
Got a whiff of that before.
Did you smell like? I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's like the metals or I don't know. I think it's just like rotten flesh.
Just wind.
No, I wasn't buying deodorant. Now I've got to buy deodorant.
I'm just conscious about time now.
Yeah.
Because I saw you look at your watch as well at the same time I did. But is there anything else that you just want to cover today? Because it's basically 3 o'clock and you have to leave us.
Yeah.
Rude.
think this has been amazing.
Yeah, it's been
I've enjoyed
awesome.
the time.
I've loved
Thank
it.
you very much.
It's been so good.
You're more than welcome to come back on as well whenever
Yeah.
you want to. Together as
So
individuals, it's completely up to yourselves. But
it's been nice to do one together, hasn't it? It's been nice.
Enjoyable.
It's been nice to talk together.
Yeah.
It's been nice. Do you know what it is? It's nice to just spend some time together, like actually just like have dedicated time together. 'Cause it's
That's what you've done there. You've spent time together and you've not realised.
yeah, and we've been really excited about it. We're just like, this is going to be such a nice day, even though I've got to go back and work now. But like, it's just nice to like, without it, and like and it's been like we're like forced to do like we have to because normally like we dedicate time together and then something will come up or like I'll have to go off and you'll go off and but this has been like really 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 nice. I've actually loved it.
Do you want to have a little hug? Or?
I think you
We'll go and have some horny goat weed later.
It was in that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you're all going to be absolutely buzzing later with the horny
was in
goat
that?
weed.
No, I'm only...
I was just saying that I've been looking at Jay differently.
You were licking your lips, yeah.
So I told him to go upstairs with me.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having us on.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming down. It's
You're
been
doing a
really
good
good.
job here as well, providing a space for people to come and speak and you've made dead comforting and
Yeah, you bossed it. Amazing, loved it.
Thank you very much.
thank you very much.
Same two buttons. Just press the one on. So yeah, that was Chloe and Steve's episode. It was really good, really educational as well, and especially learning about how CMOS really does help us when we talk about supplements, the effects of alcohol, how their relationship works. It's really, really is interesting. And I'm happy that they came on and that they are really, really good people. So I hope that you all enjoyed it. I hope that you can all take something away from it. And we will see you in the next episode next week. Until then, bye for now.